Hello, everybody. What's up? What's up? Where y'all at? Come in the room, join the space, and let's get it popping. I know y'all ain't seen me in a month of Sundays, but bitch, I'm back. Okay. Everybody that's coming up in here, make sure you double tap the screen, okay? Hello, Tess. Divine and fine. Hello, everybody. Y'all already know, before we can start letting people up in here, we need to get to 5K likes. So everybody that's coming in here, double tap the screen. What's up? Everybody double tap. Hey, B. What's up? Thank you, guys. Thank you for the heart me's. Yes, yes, yes. Did y'all miss me? I missed y'all, Errol. Oh, my goodness. Hey. Happy Monday. I hope everybody had a great weekend so far. Hello, Lynette. I needed a little, well, I had to take a break, child, because you know they didn't got me, all right? They got me. But then after that, I just had a lot going on. I still got a lot going on, but I've been so busy this weekend. And today, I was also asleep. I needed some rest, all right? Good evening, Dr. Ice Caps. What a name. Thank you for the heart, for the flowers, for the roses. Thank you. Thanks, B. Ted, the fatigue is crucial. Girl. Oh, let me move this a little bit so y'all can see. Can y'all see the prompt? Put a 1 in the chat if you can see me and you can see the prompts. I hope it's not too bad because I don't want to have to like rearrange it. If you can't see it too good, I'm just going to have to... all right, y'all can see. Okay, so I also wanted to talk about this because, you know, a lot of people just be running around calling everybody a tether, saying anybody and everybody is an immigrant. They try to say I was Caribbean because I'm from Brooklyn. I am not. I do not have an immigrant background. And then with Leo, shouts out to Leo Spell. Make sure y'all follow him if you don't. Leo is somebody that is dear to me, you know. Me and Leo is like this. And I don't like a situation that happened with him lately. From what I gather from it, like I got, you know, you ain't Caribbean, you just beautiful. Thank you. So there's some beautiful Caribbean women out there too. Shouts out to them. But I just wanted to get on here and talk about what we have on the prompt, you know. So the first part, well, first of all, we got to get into the rules, and I'm going to have to say it 25 times because y'all be having me effed up, all right? 3 minutes to speak. Well, I put up 2 fingers, but y'all know what I mean. No cussing, no over talking, and just say your ethnicity right away. I know some of y'all be getting offended. Like, I was up here before. Child, I talk to hundreds of people a week. I don't remember everything, okay? It doesn't mean that you're not important. You is loved, you is kind, and you is smart. I just don't remember where you from. So the first question is, how can you tell who to trust in the FBA space? Because y'all know some people come in here and we don't know who is who, and people get mad at me. I don't know. So I maintain the fact that we're all still getting to know each other. You know, like I say it in that way so people don't get offended. Hey, thank you, Basic. So it's not me saying like, oh, I don't trust you or I think you lie. I don't know. A lot of people don't have their face. Even people who do show their face, we don't know their lineage. We don't know their background. We don't know who is who. And especially since we're going through the delineation movement, you know, even if you don't call yourself FBA, because I don't run around saying FBA all day, but technically by its definition, I don't have an immigrant background. So I would be a foundational Black American, you know. So we have to be very cognizant and conscious of who we're interacting with and who we're allowing in our spaces, because some people really come in just to infiltrate and be chaos demons. Y'all see how people come up here and mess up my life, right? Thank you, Basic. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. How they come in here, you know, of course, this is not an echo chamber. So I do allow people from different backgrounds to come in here and we talk about different things. And if they're not acting crazy, then I believe in matching energy. I know I done cussed people out like a dog in the street before. But even me, I want my page to stay in good standing. So, hey, John. I want my page to stay in good standing. I want everything to be on the up and up. And I needed a much needed break. Once again, I had so much stuff going on. And John, I have to get back. I absolutely am. I got you. I know we here. So the first question, I feel like I've read this first question 52 times, which I gotta give me some grace, all right? How can you tell who to trust in the FBA space? Thank you for the gifts. So it is also based on not just tethers, but Black Americans amongst each other. How can you tell who to trust? Like, what are some telltale signs that people are an op? Like, I want y'all to let me know what y'all, what you do personally when it comes to vetting people for the most part. Like, how do you use your discernment? How do you know who's really for you and who's not? How can you tell if somebody is just here for clout? How can you tell that somebody's just here because they want to be nosy, they trying to gather information, or they just don't have good intentions? I want to know what are your thoughts on that? And then the second part is it appropriate for Black Americans to air each other out publicly during these times? It's supposed to be an S at the end of the time, but what's up, CJ? Asking questions they should already know. Oh, low-key use keywords to test them. That's good. Listen up, tethers. This is about FBA, not you, so keep on top. Oh, Lord. Ain't no tethers in here, I don't think. They gonna come. It's gonna be an African up in here talking about Senegal, child, or center in Liberia. That's what they do. They swear they the birthday. They can't help it. They swear they the birthday. Never air family out in public. I agree, but then it also gets kind of tricky because you can't just let people slide either. So that's why I want to know what y'all think about that. Like, how does that, I want to know. Good grief, please don't talk them up. Dr. Love Jones is funny. You the birthday, period. We the birthday, okay? That's why everybody always coming for us. The way they talk about our community and if they are to disrespect us, okay. They the siren. Ooh. I didn't say let them slide. Belt to BTA, belt to butt. Well, BTB don't really ring how BTA do. It's FBA raising millions of dollars for our poor and somewhat and support politicians who stand with us. Who are you? Dr. Boot? I don't know. At the end of the day, when there's a cause to get behind, we absolutely get behind it. Period. And there's people that's absolutely raising things for grassroots efforts for the community. Absolutely. The way they talk. Oh, okay. So I understand what you're saying. The way they talk about our community and if they're quick to disrespect us. Okay, that's the way to tell. All right, I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay, we're almost halfway there to the goal. Double tap the screen and share the video. How long we been up here? Oh, wait, I didn't mean to press that. Oh, we doing good. We only been up here for 8 minutes. And we already got 75 of y'all up in here. Thank you, Carl. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate it. Yes, yes, yes. Remember when Pinky Doll was like huge and like acting like a what was it? Like an AI was like a big thing. Ice cream so good. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Miss Athens. I think that's the rest of you. Yeah, Miss Athena. Thank you, Miss Athena. Thank you. Nope, worried about us. But they yeah. Thanks, Ty. Thanks, Kate Dizzle. My baby girl. I'm your baby girl. You're in Africa, worry about what's going on there. Oh, this is the guy that, okay. Oh, that's so cute, CJ. Thank you. Oh, I love those little speakers. Thank you, Ty. Thank you, Queen. Thank you guys for the gifts. Yes, we have a gift goal at the top that's pinned. Oh, thank you for the cowboy hat. I wanna ride, I wanna ride, I wanna ride, I wanna ride. Do it like it's your B-Day, baby. It's not appropriate to air each other out, say it to their face, but people need to mind their business. Okay. So Kay says we should not air each other out. What's the FBA space? I don't understand what you mean. I think so. I don't understand what you mean. What's the FBA space? Yes, it is appropriate. Thanks for the roses, Miss Athena. Privately air out, maybe, and not in public. Okay. Is this stemming from the 2 lives earlier today? Yes. So that, and also the things that I've experienced on my own live streams, because it was someone from our lineage that got me suspended on here from just talking crazy on my panel. I'm not gonna delve deep into that situation, but generally speaking, I just feel like it's a good segue, or a good, gateway to talk about how do we vet each other to know who's a eye. How do we vet each other? You know what I mean? Like, how do we know how to use discernment when it comes to other people that we're supposed to be on the same side as? Yeah, I agree. Oh, hey, Hera. Hi. What's up, Hera? Yes, I agree. We have to start renting rooms in community centers and saying it face to face, no outside. But you see, Kay, I agree with you. However, that's where the vetting comes in, because some people are just here to infiltrate, even though they appear like us, and they might be seemingly one of us. Thanks, Sass. They might be seemingly one of us, but they have different intentions. You know what I mean? And not using respect of persons as well. Oh, thank you, Hera. I appreciate you, boo. Got to be vouched for and come with calling cards. But how? So how do you get... So it would have to be somebody that's familiar, that's bringing you into the fold? Do you mean it like that? Because honestly, I've had people spring up out of nowhere on my live streams that I've never seen from nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, that I don't have any mutuals. Like Chicago John, we have mutuals with a couple people, that one of which I actually met in person and went to their conventions, So it's like we could know each other through people, but some other people you never see nowhere, and they just come around. So in the event of that, what do we make their mothers or their grandmothers talk about where they from? Like, do we say, let me hear your mother's accent? Like, what do we do? Put your father on the phone right quick, because I need to hear what he's talking about and how he sound. Like, put your father on the phone right quick. What? Well, number one, you can't trust women in general with info. That's a damn lie. You could trust women more than you could trust a man, because a man, you give a man a little bit of coochie, he gonna pillow talk. Girls keep way more secrets. Women keep way more secrets. A lot of things have been infiltrated by women wooing men and seducing men into telling them things. This is why I stay in the chat, though. You can usually tell who be on the foolishness. Or maybe if we air out to the public, we have to atone in public too. Okay, right, networking. What did Harriet do? We need to do what she did, make them work. Give them ankle monitors so they prove themselves otherwise. Oh my God, start running that mouth. Remember Sunshine from Harlem Nights? I gotta watch that movie. I don't really remember. Like, I remember it, but I don't. Yes, thank you, John. Thank you. Um, people envy you when your platform is growing and theirs isn't. Community work is enough for me. You got to think about it. That suspect love. What, the Odyssey Harlem Nights? Now, I know that the lady got, popped out in the foot and she had to dance. Harlem Nights is a staple. I know about the movie. I just feel like I seen it when I was like mad young. And it was like an older movie when I saw it. So I gotta watch it again as a grown up. I don't go on panels. They might call my job if they hear. Shit, yeah. That's the unfortunate thing is that people, I try not to even talk about that because I don't, like, when you start speaking about certain things, it brings that type of energy towards you. So I try not to speak about that. But luckily for me, I'm not employed at an establishment. Because if I was, child, they would have been calling my job, child. They would have been calling my job if I had like a job, like an actual job. They would have been calling on me. They would have been calling. All right. If I was clocking in somewhere, they would have been calling. Do you know why this statue was erected? They would have been. Oh, okay. We up there. All right. We got 7.7. Yes. Okay. Let's let some people come up in here. If y'all want to join, you already know how to join the panel. There's a little icon at the bottom that looks like two people. Press it and then join so that you could speak on the panel. All right, it was a couple other people in here, but I don't know where they went. So, oh boy, it's starting with this again. I got to do it from the back end. I don't know what the heck is going on. Okay, Black Vanguard Soldier, hello.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Okay, I remember. I know you the one that sound like Ryan Coogler from the West Side. Let me go ahead and give you your countdown. Go ahead.
All right, can you trust who to trust in the Foundation Black American space? Is it appropriate for Black Americans to air each other out public doing so? Yeah, that's kind of off code. I don't agree with we should air each other out in public. I believe it should be on the back end because these terrorists though and these other groups though they see us being off code. So basically, that's the tool for us to actually infiltrate the delineation movement. But you got a lot of these chaos agents though because they know the delineation movement has reached internationally now in other countries though. Yeah, in other countries though, people started to differentiate between the Foundation Black American versus the African Caribbean. We go to other countries now, and it's causing a big impact. So they actually nervous scared behind that though, and this is coming from the DNC. The DNC has launched an all-out attack a bit against the Black grassroots because like Kamala Harris though, when she was running, and she said she's not Foundation Black America, she's a Hindu India from India, and her mom is a Hindu Indian, and her dad's Indio Jamaican. And you go Kamala Harris's whatever her name is Kamala whatever her name is
Kamala.
I don't know because I'm not East India. I don't speak Hindi. I don't speak Hindu or Hindi though. So I don't or Punjabi, whatever the hell language they speak.
Okay.
Yeah, we pronounce it different in different regions. I said Kamala, whatever her name is though, but Kamala. Whatever her name you pronounce that shit, but yeah, you look at her mom's birth certificate. Her mom actually classified herself as white on birth certificate.
Really?
Yeah, you look at Kamala Harris's mom birth certificate. She actually put white on her birth certificate.
How do people shouldn't that be classified? I think it's what state you live in too, where birth certificates are usually sealed.
Yes, but there was somebody was able to pull her record. Is that Kamala Harris's mother? Her birth certificate, she put white Caucasian on birth certificate.
Wow.
And also, yep, and her dad's side of the family, her great grandfather or her dad's side of the family is called the Hamilton family. The Hamilton family is the biggest plantation owners in Jamaica history. So she come from money. Her dad, yeah, her mom, Kamala Harris's father's great grandfather is the Hamilton, which is the slave owner of Jamaicans though. They actually out there, I think it's St. Elizabeth, Jamaica or something like that. They got a whole plantation farm out there in St. Elizabeth, Jamaica, though, which is the biggest plantation owners in Jamaican history, though. So these people come from money. Then her mom is the Brahmin Indian, which is the highest hierarchy system in India, and she didn't grow up around foundational Black Americans. She grew up in Canada, in Montreal, Canada. There's not a lot of foundational Black Americans out there
Yes.
in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
especially in Montreal. Because I've been over there in Montreal, Toronto. It's nothing but Caribbeans and Africans over there in Canada. Especially you go to the province of Ontario and go to Montreal. There's a lot of Haitians over there in the province of Montreal. So she grew up around African and Caribbean immigrants. She didn't grow up around foundational Black Americans out there in
Mm-hmm.
Canada. And also the same thing about Brock. I call him Barack Obama. Barack Obama. See, Barack Obama, he grew up, was raised in Hawaii before he went to
Yes.
Chicago. He wasn't
Yep.
raised around foundational Black Americans. For y'all being in Hawaii's, that I've been going to Hawaii several times. I had a relative that used to live in Honolulu, Hawaii. There's not a lot of foundational Black Americans out there in Hawaii except for the Honolulu, Waikiki area where you have the military bases and people
Mm-hmm.
retire over there. Those only people that's foundational Black Americans live in Hawaii, though, if they got a military background, if they in service out there, or if they retired out there in Hawaii. But he didn't grow up around foundational Black Americans though. Hawaii is most Hawaii's only like 2 or 3% Black. And you got to delineate
Yeah.
between
They
the
like
Black groups. A lot of these
Samoan,
not even
right? The
yeah,
Hawaiian
Samoans. You got a
population.
whole lot of Samoans. You got Samoans and tongue guns out there
Mm-hmm.
in Hawaii though. You got a whole lot of them. There's not a lot of foundational Black Americans in Hawaii. It's only like 2 or 3% Black in the whole state of Hawaii. And most of the Black people that's foundational Black Americans are concentrated in Hawaii, in the Honolulu, Waikiki, Iwa Beach area. But yeah, but Polynesian, Micronesians over there, and
Oh yeah.
Afro Hawaiians over there. There's not a lot of big foundation Black Americans out there in Hawaii though. So, and also is that Barack Obama was actually smarter when it comes to that situation because he did got with a foundation Black American woman in Chicago, even though there she boule.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he was actually smart enough to get her though, to make herself look legit. But Kamala Harris though, she's married to a small hat, so that actually destroyed the narrative, the illusion. So, but I'm glad that the Democrats they gonna lose the midterms in 2028. What made them real
Mm.
mad is that when they had that redistricting thing with that Voting Rights Act or something like that, it
Yes.
got struck down. That's the Democrats. They were scared nervous behind that, and also I believe the Supreme Court could rule in our favor to end birthright citizenship
Okay.
because birthright citizenship was 10 meant for foundation Black Americans. I know I'm on my time. A lot of other people speak.
Yeah. Just land, and then I'm gonna get to. Oh, he land. Okay. The next person is Carl Reed. Can I have your ethnicity? Then I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to speak on the prompt.
Black American, black on all sides.
Okay.
Been in
All
my
right. Go
family.
for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you know what? I'm like I keep to myself. I'm not like all over the place. I'm a little bit known in the space that I'm in. But
Mm-hmm.
when you stay to yourself, you got to constantly prove yourself when you enter new spaces. And so I found that the proof is in the work. And so that's why back in the street days that you got to do work before you're trusted, right? I mean, I'm not suggesting that we make people do anything crazy, but you got to
Mm-hmm.
prove that you're who you say you are before people
Okay.
trust you. And I
But how
mean,
would you suggest people go about doing that?
mhm. So like some things like again, I'm pretty well known in my industry, and it's very few black people
Are
in
you
my
in
industry as well.
politics? Like, you don't have to be
I'm in
specific.
media
Me.
and
Okay.
entertainment, and it's very few black people that do what I do, and
Mm-hmm.
so like you can kind of check my track record. Like I all I do is stand on business. All I do, everything I do is for my people. And so if my record precedes itself, you can go 10 years, 15 years, 20 years back and you see the same thing. So sometimes I use my past as a calling card, but when I get into a space, if I
So,
don't see
like, your
something I
resume,
like,
basically. Okay, I got you. Go
yeah,
ahead.
and if you don't see something you like straight ahead, you gotta charge in and show folks that you about business, and that's really about it.
So the second part, though, is it appropriate for Black Americans to air each other out publicly during these times?
Never, never, and that's a true sign of ops of people that's trying to cause division, etc. If you're a family, right, and you're making a space to take somebody down, that's a voice of the people or a voice of a movement that you're a part of. Yeah, that's oppie to me. You need to go directly to that person. If you don't can't handle it with the person, you handle it behind the curtains. You talk to everybody else who's a part of the movement, and y'all can handle it there. But when you start airing everything out, you make everybody weak, and you show signs of weakness, and you show where the division could be. And a lot of people do it just to share the weak spots and share points of vulnerability, so that other folks who aren't family can come attack those same places.
And we give them leverage.
Exactly.
Okay. Did you have anything else to add before I went to the next person on the panel?
I'm gonna land on that.
Okay. Chicago John.
Hey, Dr. Love Jones. Hey, everybody.
Hi. How's it
Good, good,
going? I
good.
feel like I haven't seen you guys in a month of Sundays.
And I feel like that too. So it's all good. You know, I mean, you got to get some time to yourself.
Yeah, I had a lot going on.
I can only imagine. But to go if you what about trusting other people in your spaces, I think it goes with a lot of things. Just like even when you're at a corporate job and things like that, you want to trust other Black folks at a corporate job. But then not all kin folks is skin folks. So when that happens and stuff like that, you gotta kind of just kind of have it at a distance for a little bit, to see how they moving. For the most part, just like working in a more white dominant place. What is this person angle and stuff like that? Like we can really rock together. Sometimes I don't know. I try not to put myself in any situation where I gotta overly explain myself or get caught up with something. Or it's like we both about to do dirt together. Like I need to see you do dirt, and we both
That
maybe
hella
that's to Chicago.
That's it.
Like here we both
gotta both know where it's buried at.
Right, we both got to poke the body together, So it's like we poked it, but even in the corporate world, because you can't be by I mean, if you want to get far, you do got to work with people. So you have to have a foundation for yourself, and you have to have the boundary for yourself as well too. So if somebody is crossing those type of boundaries, regardless if they're supposed to be on your side or not, you have it for a reason. And if they don't fit the boundary, what it is, then you may just have to just kind of pull yourself away a little bit more so you don't get caught up. And like I said, that's something I'm still learning. And then the other part is it appropriate to air out them? I guess it depends. If we're in a situation, like if we are out in public or something like that, like who am I calling out? Like, I may need an example. Can you give me like an example or something like that? Like, we out somewhere and somebody said, like, I don't mind if somebody called the N, like if a white person called me the N word or something. Do we call them out that way?
I don't. You mean like how do we call each other out publicly? Like what do we say? Like
I guess a scenario that I would get put in to think about if I need to call somebody out.
Okay. Where you would have to call somebody out. Say you do content, you have your business owner. So say someone got up here and was just like talking about you or trashing your book or doing something like that. Like, do you feel like that's something that you would say to them on a platform, or how do you handle that?
Yeah, for me, and especially because I used to be over on a different side of TikTok, and I seen things get really messy and how messy stuff happens. For me, I'm not.
They called it messy talk, right?
Yeah, it was. I used to be over there messy talk. So my past, my future,
not your past. I cannot.
I still can't get away from it. But yeah, even with messy talk stuff, I've learned a lot too, because sometimes it is better just to let it go and not let it go, but like not really give it a lot of air. Like somebody was like, "Oh, you did this to me and that to me," and I'm not gonna overly explain myself for certain things because I'm like, one, it would just make me look vulnerable for that. Two, I already know that I did everything I could for this individual, so if that's how they felt. My track record, like the other guy said before you drop, your track record got to speak for itself. So, and I'm easy to admit, like I can say like, hey, I did mess up this, but that's about it. I can take solace in what I've done. So I guess if somebody do call you out or something like that, then we're like, all right, well, for me, I'm not gonna really fight it too much unless it's like really egregious. If it's just like
Okay.
over a disagreement kind of stuff, I'm like, well, that's how they first feel. But if they like, oh, that person, he unlived that person yesterday, like what?
Oh my
Yes,
God. It really, people be taking it too far on social media. But okay, thanks, Sean.
thank you.
Deli girl.
Hey, baby boop.
Hi. Okay, let me go ahead and start your account. All right, go for it.
Okay, how can you tell who to trust or the
Yeah, in the FBA
trust
space.
in the FBA space? Um, you can't really tell, but you can always use discernment with yourself.
Mhm.
Don't give too much information about yourself. And I know that's hard. It's hard for me as well. When I meet people, I'm just so open and so this, that, and the third. Um, but that they end up using it against you later. But at the same time, just look at them and then see how they treat people outside. Oh, look at her shoes. Look at her shoes. Oh, look at her. Oh, yeah, I was always at, that person is drama then because they always talking about some drama filled something. Or you sitting here saying like, oh, who he looking at or what have you. That's a person that's looking for a problem. So those are things that I would say. Like I said, I'm not very good at it because I'll be like, "Hi, how are you?" Little stupid self. Is it appropriate for Black Americans to air each other out? I don't really engage in that stuff. I go quiet and I go ghost because I can't do nothing for you. And you looking for some tension, I can't get to you. So I just go quiet. And they lose interest or they try and bring it back up. And I'm like, I'm not worried about that. Next, anyways, your yesterday's news. Um, if people do that when especially if they start stuff, it's like, well, that's what you wanted to do, and I'm not about to entertain you, but I do understand if people have because people have a right to defend themselves against anything. So it's like, but I'd rather handle things on the back end. Like that is my thing. And if you show me who you are, I'll believe you the first time. And then I'll just keep it pushing. I'll just keep it moving. So that's just how I do it. But it's at this time that we need to all come together. We're not gonna be in this petty stuff or what have you. Like that's not what we supposed to be on, because once I get on to that, oh no, I get real irritated and I'm just like, what the, like, no, there's no freaking way. So it is what it is. Like it'll, don't respond to it, but handle it on the back end. If they don't do it and they do something, you got every right to defend yourself, but like don't pay them dust because that messy talk shit ain't from over here. And I'll land there.
Okay. Now we got a Kreia. I hope I've said your name right. Kreia.
Hi, how's it going?
Hi. Can I have your ethnicity and then I'll give you 3 minutes to speak on the prompt.
Yeah, I'm Black American.
Okay. Do you have an immigrant background?
No.
All right. Go for it.
So how do you tell and trust who's in the FBA space? I feel like since I've just started like coming around these types of things, I think this is a good question that I can answer because I was mainly like a viewer. And so now, like, since I'm actually talking and stuff, I feel in what I've seen, I feel like, from what I've seen, I think trust is given too early, and too soon. And it's really based off of clout. I think that you really can never know who to trust. And I think discernment is really necessary in the FBA space. Why are you there? Are you participating? Stuff like that. Like if you're just looking and absorbing information, I feel like that's interesting. But to the second question, is it appropriate for Black Americans to air each other out publicly? No. I don't think it's appropriate. I also don't think that information should be shared easily. It should be on a need to know basis. For me, I'm not really social. I'm not really on social media a lot. I do a lot of stuff in, I guess, IRL. So like for me, I'm in the field, in my community, doing things. I would probably be hesitant to just tell a random person on the internet like all of the stuff that I'm doing. So it would be on a need to know basis, like how close you are. If I feel like you can actually like help me with what is going on in the community, because that's most important. And first and foremost, like how can you help me with what the vision is? But if it's just as far as like if I feel like how you move is just kind of reckless and you just do things for the social clout of it all, and you're willing to burn down a community because you feel like you're wronged, I probably wouldn't even give you information to air me out in the first place. It's about watching how people move. For my grandma, she always taught me never let my right hand knows what my left hand's doing.
Mine too, yes.
So it's just kind of like,
Mine said
for
the
me,
same thing.
I don't really move with giving people like a lot of information about me anyway. So it's just like I literally have never been tried like that in my life because of that's how I move. So I don't know. Like I think we just gotta be on code with what we are doing as far as, being in the field and being in the movement. And I don't think it should be televised, to be honest. I think a lot of it should be off the internet and face to face.
I definitely can second some of that as well. Okay, I think it is K Dizzle. Can I have your ethnicity? And I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to speak on the prompt.
Hey, what's happening, sis?
Hello.
FBA all the way.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
How can you tell who to trust in FBA space? I would say basically you have to watch people. You have to watch people. You have to sit back and watch people. I'm personally one who works on vibes and energy. And if a person's energy doesn't feel right, then I tend to be reserved toward that person. And is it appropriate for Black Americans to air each other out publicly? I would say it depends on the offense, because it's so much going on with us and we've had to deal with so much already. And we've already got so much ammunition against us. We just have to be careful with things like this. And I'll set it right there and let somebody else talk for now.
Okay. Do a countdown. I think Jasmine is next. Jasmine, hey girl.
Hey, Love Jones. How are
What's
you, Love?
up? I'm good. How you doing?
I've been chilling. It's always a good day when my name isn't being brought up, So, so how can you tell who to trust in the FBA space? So I have been particularly in the FBA space, I would say like when it comes to like doing the content and then supporting like the main live streamers. I personally don't have the stamina to sit here all day because I have a very short patience, and I'm gonna call you tethered and y'all mad and cry about it. I have all these facts and then my live's over in like 15 minutes. Boo. But when it comes to airing out the different grievances and whatnot, I think it just comes with like being more seasoned. If you actually are for or lenient and whatnot, because like common sense tells you not to come at your own, right? For me, whenever I see someone coming at our own in public, in ways where it's kind of cliquish, I always side eye that. And just because of the fact that I do work in the social media field and the entertainment field, I've always said that, by the way. Also am an academic studying social media spaces and digital environments. Always said this. So you guys are part of my test subjecting, whatever. I find it intriguing how people will click up with certain people. They'll hear rumors, but until it comes to them having to actually like be held accountable for the same acts, now it's a problem. Now it's like, oh, that hurt me, so now I want to talk about it. We got to not do that. When you allowed other people in other spaces to do it. So for me, one of my own personal rules is as part of social media etiquette. Whenever I go into a space and that space has nothing to do with my prior beef, I leave it alone. I'll even see people follow me into spaces to antagonize me to see if I'll bring it up. And, I just ignore it because I don't know you. Like, I only know like one person on here. That's my man, Tethernator. Shout out to Tethernator 2.0, whatever. Besides him, maybe a couple of other people I've had conversations with outside of, these spaces. So when anyone comes outside of that, like, little parameter for me, it gives parasocial. It gives like, you signed up to play a game, and didn't realize how serious it gets with certain people and who you click up with. And then also not only the people that you're going against, imagine those people like me. I have like 25,000 followers almost, right? I cannot stop them from going and finding information about you because you're upset with Jazz one day. Team Jazz, my quote in the house. But yeah, so but should we do it publicly? No, absolutely on the back end. I think that's the better way to handle these situations. But I land there for a second.
Okay. Sean Nigel, can I have your ethnicity? And then I'm going to give you 3 minutes to speak on the prompt. I sent you an invite to unmute Sean Nigel. Sean, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Can I have your ethnicity? Then I'm going to give you 3 minutes to speak on the prompt.
Black American on both sides by way of Louisiana, Texas, and Georgia.
Okay.
So how can you tell who to trust in the FBA space? To be honest, only time can tell. Time's the best teacher. You just gotta watch how people move. And if you're really serious about it, you take this thing seriously. You just gather intel on people. Hit the grapevine up. And to basically see, judge them by the company they keep. For the most part, if you hang around a bunch of serpents, you got 5 serpents you hanging around. You either Medusa or you a serpent too. So you got to pay attention to the company they keep, and you got to judge them by the company they keep. So if I'm a man and I say I love black women, and you look at all my friends, and they a bunch of misogynists, then I might be a misogynist too because I'm keeping company with misogynists and I'm tolerating their viewpoints and behaviors. So what does that say about me? There's people on here that have you got to be good at pattern recognition as well, right? If you see people repeating the same disruptive patterns, that's a clear telltale sign that there's somebody not to trust. And then a lot of people talk about the intuition as well. Don't ever, if you get your first gut feeling, you feel it, just trust it, man. Trust it. And be very guarded about what information you give because people will use it against you. Myself, I like to just put out fake information on myself to see who spreads it around. That's how deep I go with it. I'll put out something that's so bogus that whoever believed it just wanted to believe it, and you can tell that they are because they just wanted to believe something so absurd. But other than that, man, only time's gonna tell. Only time's gonna tell. Now, the second prompt is it appropriate for Black Americans to air out each other's business or something like that in public?
Out publicly.
I would say 99% of the time, no. You can handle it behind closed doors. Only with the exception of safety, if somebody's a graper or somebody's a pedo or a crash out, somebody that's dangerous, it can bring body harm and has a reputation of doing that, or just kind of checks all those boxes that they're likely to crash out because the recent uptick in them stuff happening to our business. Now we got to be more cognizant of that. Other than that, we shouldn't be talking about our business out in public because if you notice during the civil rights movement, they were bumping heads and beefing with each other left and right, but they kept it behind closed doors because they knew that we had government entities trying to infiltrate that. So they knew to keep that stuff behind closed doors. You didn't hear none of the beefs going on, but if you actually study history, you'll see that a lot of our greats were beefing with each other, or at least bumping heads like heavy. But out in public, it was a united front, and we should do the same. And thank you for letting me speak.
Okay, yes. Can we have Charlie Prince?
Yo,
Hello, you
hey,
sound a little muffled. And can I have your ethnicity? Then I'm gonna go ahead and give you 3 minutes to speak on the prompt.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me better now?
I can hear you. Just speak up a little bit.
Okay, so yeah, how can you
Wait,
tell
can I
who to
have your
trust?
ethnicity?
I'm sorry, FBA, big
Okay,
way,
let me start
big
your
big step, big step. But
all right, go ahead.
how can you tell who to trust in the FBA space? Listen, no one. Listen, I give FBA the total benefit of the doubt. Everybody else, you got to prove yourself to be trustworthy. And that's just that. You know what I'm saying? That's just that with me. And I don't. It's really no. But anyway, is it inappropriate to for Black Americans to air each other out publicly during these times? Absolutely not. Just like the man said, like listen, if we bump heads, now I'm saying if you start some shit, I'm with you. We gonna tear it down together. But once we get alone, I'm gonna tear your head up. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's how it go. But nah, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't on code. We stay on code. You know what I'm saying? Unless, like man said, unless it's some foul shit going on. You know what I'm saying? We
Hmm.
stay on code and to the end. Actually, like it ain't. You don't never give it up. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But nah. And I'm a land there.
Okay, let me end the countdown. Can we have magnitude? Can I have your ethnicity? And then I'm gonna go ahead and give you 3 minutes to speak on the prompt.
What's up? Peace to the fam. Hope everybody is
Hello.
lovely tonight. Thank you for letting me join the room and participate. I will say, one thing in particular that we
Can
gotta
I have your
realize.
ethnicity magnitude? And then I'm gonna start your countdown.
Oh, my mistake. I'm FBA all day. FBA Ray all
Okay.
day.
All right, go for it.
Yeah, so I just want to say one thing about YT people is while they are able to celebrate, their ethnicities as, Italians, Irish, small hats, whatever the case is,
Hmm.
they all make sure that they are united in their fight and their anti black hatred, right? So what happens is while they can all be different, they all know when to unite and get on code. So us as a people, we have to adopt that same sentiment where, yes, we are all one people. We all identify as black people, although you may have your Jamaicans, your Caribbeans, your Africans. But, to be part of the FBA lineage is a very particular way of contributing to our culture historically. It's the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we act. It's normally very easily identifiable. From anybody's perspective, right? They can identify who would be considered a FBA or Black American because we have a certain swag in the way we carry ourselves. So
Hmm.
what I would say is, although all these other ethnicities are allowed to celebrate their independence, they're allowed to be proud to be Caribbean, Haitian, they have all that pride. We have to be able to be unique in our own pride and have our own self esteem, continue to be uplifted, but we also have to know how to unite in the fight against white tea supremacy. So while we are all, you could say we can be considered a monolith as Black peoples, we
Hmm.
are definitely very diverse and unique in the way that we all have a different heritage and a different ethnic contribution to this country. So with me, I'm rooting for everybody that's black, but then I'm rooting for FBAs first because that's who I most closely identify with. That's what my immediate family is. So I'm gonna always look out for family first. But and so forth and so on. We're gonna start from the center and work our way out. So, like I said, I support everybody black first, but I have no problem in drawing the line and delineating to let them know like we have our own unique heritage, our own unique contributions to the foundation of this country, and that's fine. I don't think there's a problem with that. So we gotta just continue to identify that we are different, we are all unique, we have strengths and we got weaknesses. We got to unite in this fight, but it's okay to be who you are. So I'll land my plane.
Okay, so someone says everyone is not black. So when you say you rooting for everybody black, who does that include?
Well, I mean, when I say that I the only reason I said that because I was drawing the analogy with white tea people. Because what happens is while white tea people are able to say, "Oh, I'm Italian," or I'm Irish, or I'm Greek, or I am Armenian, what happens is at the end of the day they will unite as white tea people in their anti-black hatred or supremacy. So what I'm saying is, on the adverse side of that, if black people adopt a similar sentiment as a monolith when it's time to get on code, I think we can have a lot more progress and success in this country as far as being influential in politics and economics.
So are
So
you a Pan-African?
no, I'm not a Pan African, but I understand that to the uneducated or the uninitiated, the analogy they always use is that the police or certain institutions, they see a person as a black person, whether you're Jamaican, whether you're American, you're gonna be black first. So what I'm saying is I have no problem with supporting my peoples as long as that they're on code and they give FBAs the proper respect and etiquette that's deserved. I'm gonna watch Day 6 the same way they
Love
should be
Jones,
watching
I'm
me.
gonna he was going to end it, and I have to say this. That's why I always appreciate you for letting
No
us be
problem.
us. Why does this have nothing to do with the freaking prompt? Can they
Yeah.
not read? Can
Okay,
How
they
does it
go
have
not
ahead.
how does it have
read?
nothing to do with the prompt?
No, it has nothing to do with the first prompt or the second prompt. Here you come centering yourself again. I don't know if you're Pan African. I call them Pan
What's up,
Goofies,
love? I didn't say
No,
or
that. I
I
if
said
asked
you
no.
him. He
Please,
are
said he
please,
wasn't.
please enlighten me.
okay.
Please
But
enlighten
no,
me. I
how
didn't address the
can you
prompt.
tell who to trust in the FBA space? We don't care about your sad story about being a Pan African.
What are you? Are you slow? Who said I was a Pan African? Boo, you got to speed up, baby. You got to listen to understand. I never that word never
But
came
you
out of my
see
mouth.
how we're talking about FBA, and you came over here. Well, the way that, we all black first. We're all black. We're all
Negro,
black.
I didn't say
Let's
that.
talk.
I said I'm
And now I'm a
FBA all day.
Negro.
I
Thank you.
said
At least
I
I am
know
a
how to
Negro.
unite. I said I know how to unite in my
And you don't know how
understanding
to
the same way
read. Is it
YT
appropriate
people
for
know how to
Black
read.
Americans to
No,
air
you
each other
slow,
out
boo, and you's
publicly during
projecting.
these
You
times?
got to speed up. Speed up when you
No,
talking to me.
you
I
are
never
a
said Pan
pan
African, not
goofy.
one
Anyways, I
time.
land there, pan goofy,
Never,
and
not
you
one
can't
time.
read. And you
Not
can't
one
read.
time. Speed up, boo, when you talking to me. I didn't ride the short bus.
I
Speed
think,
up.
You can't
well,
read.
Jasmine is highly intelligent, but I think because you said,
Well, she
you
missed the mark with that.
rooted. No,
Big time.
I initially did as well because I asked you, were you Pan African because you did say, you're rooting for everyone black and you understand
And
that,
what I'm
if they're
saying
on
is, what's wrong
code.
with that? I'm
Well,
rooting for everyone black as long as they rooting for me. What's wrong with that? I didn't say I'm rooting for anybody
okay, wait,
black.
hold up,
I
pump it, pump
specifically
it.
said as
Wait a
long as they
minute.
give FBAs
Hello,
their proper
I don't
etiquette.
like it. Your tone is throwing me off. I'm not even speaking to you crazy. Like, I understand you may be a
No,
little
I'm not
defensive
even.
right now.
I'm talking to her. I'm not
But
talking to you. I'm
well,
addressing her because
I'm
she
talking
came
to
at
you
me.
right now though. She muted. So I was just seconding the fact that I understand why it came across like you were, a Pan African. So I just asked you, but you said no. But for the majority of people, especially in the FBA space, because there's been over 6 decades of trying to unify with or being a flat blacker or unifying with other people, outside of us that had the same hue of complexion, it hasn't worked. Like, if anything, we've been forced into a position of where we have to separate ourselves because they've always done it. So I think that's probably where that's coming from.
But
But
I specifically said for black people that give FBAs their proper etiquette. Did I
okay.
not? So I
I
said
feel I feel like you did say for people that's on code. I did pick
exactly.
up
I
on
did
that
say that.
part.
So that's why Jasmine, she needed to just listen to understand and not listen to complain. Because I never once said anything about being Pan African. Not never once.
Okay, we're gonna get to the next people and then the panel will open up again. Montana. Ooh, Montana. The
What's
Montana.
up, love?
Hey, what's up? Let me go ahead and give you your countdown.
Let me read the prompt. How can you tell to trust in the
In
app?
the parking
You
lot?
can't, kind of, because of the simple fact, in those spaces, we are so welcoming. I'm outside. I'm outside a club. Pardon me.
You got it going on.
But you can't sometimes when you have like first generations and they're raised in a household where they're taught by Pan African people, well, African people who come over here, and then they have kids over here, and then like their kids grow up here, so they don't have the accent, they don't, and they just fit in with us until it's time to be black,
Mm-hmm.
until it's time to be us. Then just like the other day when that lady was like, or the Asian woman, she was in some type of shop, and the Asian woman was like, oh, she called her the N word,
Yes. Yes.
and she was like, "Oh, I'm not American black, blah, blah, blah,
She
blah."
said, I'm a Nigerian
But
American.
right, and she, what it is I am so sick and tired of everybody trying to on that side of the spectrum trying to unite people when at the end of the day you're a wolf in sheep's clothing. When you're trying to, like the guy, these president came over here trying to get reparations to go back to fucking Ghana, when your trials and tribulations weren't here. I'm sorry. Like, Italian people who dealt with that shit, they get reparations from Italy. They don't get it from America. Chinese people, people from Vietnamese, they get their reparations from Vietnam. They don't get it when they come here to America. They get it from Vietnam. I am so tired of everybody keep trying to unite us in their separation, if that makes sense.
Ooh.
Good verbiage.
You,
That's a good word.
Right?
Trying to unite us in their separation.
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense. Like at the end of the day, it's you're okay with dividing your or distinguishing yourself when it comes to the hate on us. But as soon as it's something good, it's you find cool. You dead to like those cool motherfuckers for the white people back in the day on the TV screens.
Okay.
I'ma land
So
my
we're
plane
gonna
there
pretend
though.
like we don't hear all that background noise.
It's a
That's very
lot of
toxic.
ruckus. He said he outside the club. I see that.
I'm outside
Like,
the club. I'm
man,
sorry.
what kind of club you outside of, sir? I'm not judging. I
Dang,
just
he
love
having a
listening.
blast.
It's a sports
He
bar. It's a
having a
sports bar I'm
blast.
outside of.
Yeah,
No,
what's
I
good?
was listening to
Out.
the background conversation though, because I
Okay,
was
wait,
like, well,
hold on.
dang. Okay, I'm sorry.
Wait,
All right. Number
no,
one,
it's
somebody
not
just
your, no, it's somebody before you. All right, Basic. Hello, Basic. Basic.
Hey, what's going on, Love Jones?
Hey. Okay, let me give you 3 minutes. Go ahead.
All right. How can you tell who to trust in the FBA space? I think it's pretty simple. I think people have to stop giving people passes based off of clout and whoever you deem as your favorite people. I noticed that, a lot of people talk about being on code and stuff, but they still have their picks who they give grace to and give a pass to for being doing off code shit. I've been seeing a whole lot of off code shit lately by a whole lot of people. It's not a short list. It's a lot of
Do
off
you want to
code
give us
shit.
an example?
Yeah, sure. So, for example, bringing somebody in who's gonna bring a crowd in, and then modding them up, having them a mod and dropping fucking FBA off the panel and shit, like that type of stuff. Like that's off code, but people do whatever they want to do, I guess. So I think folks need to just like call a spade a spade. I don't think nobody should get no fucking preferential treatment. Treat people like, you know what I'm saying? If somebody a op, they a op. Just because they can bring a crowd with them, they should still get treated just like any other op. They come up saying, the disrespectful stuff that some of these people be saying, drop their ass like we do anybody else. So it's a lot of
Oh.
cloud chasing. Like I feel like it's easy to spot a cloud chaser because a lot of times they always like they centering views, like how many views, if a live is lit, all that type of talk. It's like, bro, is that what we really on? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just listen to what people be talking about, you can tell who clout chasing. Like, and it's also a little passive aggressive shit that people be doing. I noticed that certain people, they don't support other people's lives. It's like they in these little secret competitions. That shit is clout chasing to me too. I be noticing like how some of these folks move. But you know, it is what it is. I think a lot of these motherfuckers is fake, to be honest with you. Like, they be on the
Damn.
internet, they
Okay,
talking
tell us
all.
how you really feel.
No, for real, because these folks, you know, at the end of the day, it's so much important shit that's going on right now. Like, the infiltration of Black Americans and shit is going on, and niggas is literally trying to be TikTok famous. You know what I'm saying? So it's lame to me. You got niggas who be on here talking this delineation shit, but still be trying to knock down these foreign chicks. Like, it's a lot of little lame shit be going on, and I feel like people give people passes based off of whether or not they like them. So. As far as the second question, is it appropriate? No, it's not appropriate. It's not on code either. But you know, one thing about our people, is we're being real big hypocrites. We sit up here and we talk about how these other people don't like to take accountability, but I don't notice a lot of FBAs taking accountability for the shit that they doing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of off code shit. Y'all don't address shit unless it's public. I don't see nobody
Wait,
going behind. Huh?
no, but if you're saying that we shouldn't address each other publicly, then how do you know that people are not addressing things behind the scenes?
Because yeah,
Who
I
just
know
came and said
because
that?
I'm okay.
See, they're like, whoop that itch, like a jokey joke,
Well,
but
wait, basic. After you land, I'm gonna let Nate go, and then I'll open the panel so that you guys could. Well, we got another person up. I'm gonna let these last two people go, and then I'll open it. So I think whoever came off and said they wanted to respond to you.
I said, stop. I'm
That
serious
was
in the
that was
hell.
me.
I ain't got time. I ain't got no
That
time.
was me. That was me.
Okay,
Bruh, how you gonna
I
address
don't know
anybody
what
with all
Nate
that
got going
notice?
on. All right, go ahead and land basic, and then we're gonna get to Nate, and then I'll open the panel.
All right, so I'll just say this. Based off of how what I've been seeing, I personally haven't witnessed anybody who have like these beefs on here. Like, I haven't witnessed any of them be like, yo, let's take this offline and talk it out or resolve it. I don't see, like, most of these beefs don't even get resolved. Like, folks just like see who can disrespect each other the most, and that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've been witnessing for the last year. I'll land there.
Wait, I gotta ask you right quick. Have you
Yeah.
been witnessing a lot of beefs? Like, is it something that's like really prevalent that's going on in the
I think
community?
I think it's prevalent enough, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a everyday thing, but it happens enough to where, you know, I've been noticing like the shit that's going on right now is something that I can say that is real. I'm like, it's happening around me to where I know what's actually going on. The other times, like, I'll be scrolling and I'll come across lives where motherfuckers is like airing each other out and shit. And you know, I kind of like stay away from it because it's petty. I think we way too old for that, but it happens way too often. You know what I'm saying? Especially for us to be having the same objective. We supposed to be delineating and putting ourselves first. But I get on here and I see our people saying some of the craziest stuff about each other, like so much venom, like I've heard people get doxxed, and it's all types of weird shit that
Please don't
they
like
not even
that.
doing. They not even doing that to the real ops. Y'all not going that hard on these Africans and shit. That's literally over here disrespecting our lineage and our history and shit. Y'all not even doing that. But when it comes to each other, it's just like we go so hard against each other. It's sad as fuck.
Okay. All right. Can we have Nate? Thank you, CJ. Thanks, CJ. Nate, can I have your ethnicity? And then I'm gonna go ahead and give you 3 minutes to speak on the prompt. And hold 2 seconds. We have a gift goal, you guys. You can help us reach a gift goal. I update it ever so often. Also, send your heart me's. Follow me if you're not already following me. Double tap. Let's get this live to 50,000. Thanks, Jazz. And also follow anybody on the panel if you've enjoyed their interaction and their contribution to tonight's conversation. Okay, Nate, can I have your ethnicity? And then I'm gonna go ahead and give you 3 minutes to speak.
All right, yeah. So I'm Sierra Leonean, like specifically like Creole tribe. So basically like an immovable force when it comes to the FBAs because I'm the descendant of freed American slaves. But I wanted to like tag on to like the previous point in terms of getting mad about that lady saying that she's Nigerian American. Because if that lady would have called herself black, you would have been on these same spaces getting mad that she called herself black. Like, so, and tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying.
It's
You
context.
You about to
was,
So
piss
but
me
okay.
off.
it's
You're about to
Tell,
piss
context.
me
Hold
off,
on,
wait,
Nick.
I'm
hold
a
on,
little
guys.
kid, but I
Wait a
got
minute,
knowledge
guys. He's
though.
on a
I'm
timer.
educated. I got knowledge. So keep
Relax,
telling me I'm a
calm
little kid.
down, calm down. At the end of the day, it is context. She definitely wanted to separate herself because she was called the N-word. No one says she had to, she didn't have to call herself black in order to justify not being, okay with being called the N-word. She didn't have to say that. She didn't have to say, I'm a black American, don't call me the N-word. She literally said, "Do not mistake me for a Black American." That was her whole point in saying I'm Nigerian American.
Did she
Montana,
say
what the
that
Verbatim.
hell,
verbatim?
bro? You got to mute.
She
It's
said
too much. They fighting and hooting and hollering in the background.
Did she say that verbatim, or is that
We
your
we all
assumption?
saw we all saw the video. We understand
I
context clues. No one is
That's
going to
you just
point
gonna
out
insinuate it.
I am Nigerian American unless you're trying to separate yourself from what you perceive to be the N word. Like let's not do that.
okay. I'm gonna just have to, because again, it would be so. What would you like her to say in that
She
scenario?
didn't have to say, I'm a Nigerian American. Don't call me that. Why do you think she said I'm a Nigerian American?
Again,
After she
because
was called an
she just
N
calling
word.
herself African American. She's calling
Why?
herself African
Don't
American,
play in my
Nigerian
face.
American.
Why do you think after that Japanese woman called her the N word, the ER, why do you think she made it a point to say, I am a Nigerian American? Wait, somebody got to mute. I don't know what's going on. Is it your feedback? Everybody, can y'all?
Okay, all
Oh, it's your
right.
feedback. No, answer the
Okay.
question. Answer the question. Do not pivot and deflect. Answer the
You're
question.
not gonna be satisfied with
Why?
my answer though.
Why did she say after being called an N word? Why did she say I am a Nigerian American?
What you want me to say is that she's
It's not
trying to
about what I
separate
want you to
herself.
say. No, you. What do you? Why do you think it was necessary to say that? That's like somebody calling me a wet back because they think I look
A
Latina, and I
moisture
say
bag.
I am a Black American. Why would I be saying that? It's because you don't associate. I answer the question. Like you trying to play games. I'm like
I'm really not trying to play
you really
games. I'm just
are.
saying if she would have called herself regular black, again, the problem is her
What was the
distancing
point
herself.
of bringing up her ethnicity at all after somebody called her the N word? Answer that question.
She's trying to attach respect to it, probably. I don't like that's
What?
not
Yeah, and
that's
that's
not my main
she
exactly
don't
issue
now
make
here.
no
that the
sense.
countdown is over. Like, absolutely. She sat there, she was called the N hard ER word by that
Montana, it's too much
Japanese
noise in your
lady.
background, bro.
Oh, he keeps
I
coming
can't
up.
take it. Go ahead, Jazz.
Yeah, so that I saw
He
that
keep
clip
coming in.
too, right?
Press
The clip
pause.
was why are you guys so rude? Like, you guys with your accents.
Montana, can you please stay muted? Like, all
I'm
right,
not
go
going to
ahead.
go that long. So when I saw the clip, right? Because I saw it in its entirety, and I saw it a few different times, so I had to study it. And she was like, "You hard ER," and she was like, looked around. She was like, "Well, first of all, like I came over here, I said this line, and I'm actually Nigerian American, so you are wrong." And that chick was like, "I don't give an F about who you are. Get the F out of here," right? And I replayed it, and I wanted to make sure that I understood the context, and like I'm like, all right, slow down, you a ninja. Well, I'm not even a ninja. I'm a Nigerian American.
Hello.
I'm a Nigerian American, as if you're not even American, you freaking goofies. That's why when I think about goofies, I'm gonna stop saying the T word because that offends them. But we have these pan goofies and these goof troops that think that we can't differentiate within each other, right? They're expecting a Japanese person to be like, well, you're not that type of N word. Well, golly gosh, you're not that type of N word. You're this
Right.
type. And I'm not
But
that
Jazz,
type of N word. You guys got here
Okay,
playing in our
my
freaking
main
face.
hey,
That's
problem
land
is
there.
can I
if
say one
she
thing
called
real
Can I
quick and
say
I'm gonna
something
drop
else?
Who is
one
that?
thing I'm gonna drop after
Oh,
that.
go ahead, Montana, because
It's
your
Montana,
background is
right?
popping. Go ahead.
Right. What I will say to him, right,
is you did the exact same thing, explaining your definition on why this lady said what she did, as white people would do, and why they say, oh, all lives matter. What you did right now was prove our exact point to why it's exponentially a thing where we supposed to differentiate each other, because of the simple fact what you did was make it okay for her to disgrace us while applauding herself on top of that. What you're finding is your proximity to whiteness, because you grew up in a household with Africans, right? Your proximity to whiteness is what's telling you that, oh, well, if she called herself black, anybody would be upset. No, we would not be upset. We would applaud her more, because at the end of the day, she understands the struggle that black people go through in this country. What y'all do is y'all deal with that struggle, but then y'all kiss the same ass that's giving y'all that same struggle. And y'all learn that from your own household. You sitting here talking like an
Who is
American,
kissing
which
white
you
people's ass?
press pause. I'm talking. Then you can respond to me, player. I waited for you. So one thing for sure, two things certain, right? The way you were raised in your African household in America, right? Because you came over here and you live in, granted, most of you motherfuckers live in our hoods and call them y'all suburbs. Let's be for real. Not only that, right? Your whole doctrination on what you just said on this fucking panel was your proximity to whiteness. What you learned from your parents who were African, which you were first generation, what you said, what you learned from your is oh, if she called herself black, what you were trying to do was confuse the people. You're causing division on top of confusing the fucking people. And what y'all don't get as African people, first generations who grow up with African parents, is at the end of the day, when y'all differentiate yourselves from us, we don't give a fuck about it. But as soon as we do, it's a problem. When we say, oh, we're not African American, it's a problem from y'all. When we say, oh, we're not tied to these people, we grew up on this land, we've been here forever, it's a problem for y'all. We genuinely don't give a fuck about the
Stop cussing
diaspora.
so
And I
much,
said, right, for
Montana.
us. Pardon me. We genuinely don't care about the diaspora until they start talking about us. And that goes for the Britain blacks. That goes for the blacks across the entire diaspora. We don't care about y'all till
All
y'all
right,
start talking
Montana, we
about
gotta let
us.
somebody respond. You monologuing.
All
My
right,
bad.
can I lend something to
Go
the
ahead.
conversation, Love Jones?
Yes, you said you wanted to
What I was
respond
going
to
to say,
basic, to
yeah.
something
Well, what I
basic.
wanted to say was actually respond to Nate. What the black Nigerian lady was doing, Nate, was she was insinuating that she wasn't a hard R because she was a Nigerian, so she was drawing a
Exactly.
distinction. To my point earlier that I was trying to make to Miss Jasmine was the white tea supremacy, or not even that, they when they see the colored black skin, that no matter what they are, whether they're Asian, white, European, Latino, they all get on code and unify in their hatred, their anti-black racism. So what I was saying was, to counterbalance that, black BLK people have to get on code. Now, if that woman was an advocate for black people to say, I'm not a nigger, period, that would be more honorable than her trying to
Please don't say the
disassociate
hard
a black
ER,
American.
please. I don't want
I'm
to get a
sorry.
strike.
But what I'm saying is that would be more honorable than her trying to disassociate from black American people. So that's the point that I was making, was she's clearly showing herself to be somebody that cannot be trusted in the FBA space, because she's drawn a distinction between what she would consider to be black American people and a Nigerian, creating a hierarchy for herself. So it's one thing to be an advocate for your people, to say, for him to use that, or for her to use that racial slur is wrong, period. Not because I'm a Nigerian, it's wrong, period, to call any person of color that. What she was insinuating, Nate, was that it would be okay for that Asian lady to use that word if she was talking to a black American. That's pretty much what she was saying. That would be the right designation if she was talking to a black American, to use the NR. But it was the wrong designation for her because she was Nigerian. Are you following?
Yeah, I'm following. That's a fair point.
And what I was saying was, if she was an advocate for Black American people, then Black American people could have her back in that situation. But she showed where she stands. She wasn't standing on business. So now she can't look for Black American people to have her back, to have her six in that situation, because she showed herself to be a dishonorable person and an untrustworthy person. So that's the point that I was making with us having to be able to identify when and where we do need to unify and when we don't.
Okay.
And
The
I'll land with
magnitude,
that.
the fact of the matter is that a lot of them are exactly like that lady in the video. And that's
Yeah,
why, even
I
trying
don't
to
disagree with that.
advocate for camaraderie or unionizing, it kind of falls on deaf ears at this point because we've tried, and not only have we tried, the generation before
Yeah, I
us
don't
tried.
disagree with that.
And we've
Yeah,
not gotten anywhere, with that type of attitude. They literally be like, I'm not you, you not me. The N
right.
word is, like this is why we are where we are today. It's unfortunate, but it has a lot to do with pattern recognition, and
But
how
I don't
people have
disagree
shown
with
up.
that. My question for you, Love Jones, is if you do have somebody in that situation from the diaspora who does give Black American people, foundational Black American people, the proper etiquette, the proper respect that they deserve, how do you move forward from there? That's
Well,
what I'm
that's
saying.
why we use words like as a collective. And I have a sign that says not all because I can speak for myself. I understand
Right.
on an individual basis, there are people that are cool. I know people that I love. Some of my best friends are Caribbean. I know Latinos that I love. My mom's godmother is a Latin woman. So we know people, of course. But collectively, we can't get up here and say, oh my goodness, these people, just because we all have heard this a million times. Muhammad Ali, he uses the metaphor, the analogy of the snakes with venom, and there's 1,000 of them at your door, but 100 don't have venom, and they're not going to bite you. You
Right.
still not going to let the other 900 in. So at the
Right.
end of the day, you could, be cool. You could go out, have a glass of wine with somebody. You could do whatever it is that you need to do, but at the end of the day, we are in a space where we just have to put ourselves first, and we have to recognize that not all skin folk are kinfolk, and we're not in a space, we're in a very intricate, special space amongst each other that we've not been in for a long time because we were all collectively asleep. Now that we're starting to see more clearly, we have to covet our space, and we have to put ourselves first and put on for ourselves first. This doesn't mean that other people, you can't be friendly or cordial with them, because I would get up here and be lying to y'all if I would say I'm gonna cut. Thank you, Big. Thank you, Big. I'm gonna cut my friends off that I was friends with since high school because they Trinidadian. That would be a lie. I love people individually, but as a whole, they are not going to come before me, my people, and what we need to be doing to further the progression of us, because we've been stunted and halted because we've been putting everybody on our back and trying to be one band, one sound. But until the energy is matched as a collective, we can't. It's just that's just personally me. But let me get to this next person, then we gonna open the panel up again, and then you all could
And then
chime
can
in.
I go first because I want to piggyback off of that because we're actually playing in each other's faces right now. Um, Tell us who to trust in the
Jasmine,
FBA space,
hold on,
and is it appropriate to call people out or whatnot? But all right, I'm
I
gonna.
Jasmine.
want to love
Wait, hold on,
whenever
guys. Let me let
everything
this
is
other
done.
person go, and then y'all, and then Jasmine, and then Deli, you could go. Derek, can I have your ethnicity, and then I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to speak on the prompt. Derek, are you there? Derek, I sent you. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I sent you an invite to unmute yourself,
Oh,
Derek.
yes, yes, sorry.
Hello, can I have your ethnicity, and then I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to speak on the
Yes,
prompt.
I'm half African American, Black American, and half Jamaican.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so obviously the diaspora wars are horrible. They're terrible because we all should be united as one. Um, I did a DNA test recently, and I got African tribes, ethnicities, and stuff. But I do feel like the FBA space has gotten very anti-African, and it's kind of sad because that is a part of our history. That's how, at least that's what I believe, but people don't want to believe that anymore. And I think it's just getting kind of sad to revisionist history, because even there's the African ancestry test, which was created by a Black American. You know, she's from the same people, and it can trace your lineage to specific tribes in Africa. And again, she's a Black American. So just from my perspective, I feel like the FBA movement is getting, it
It's
got in
not
a
a
way,
movement.
or okay, sorry.
The
Should I say
delineation is a movement.
okay.
Separating,
And,
acknowledging that,
and I don't
Black
mind that.
Americans without an immigrant background absolutely exist, and we, have
100%.
different cultural nuances, and we're just culturally and ethnically different. Go ahead.
100%. And I think that's great. I don't think the delineation is bad. I What I just think is bad is one, too much of like erasing the history of how the people got there, and then trying to, in my opinion, it seems like kind of claim a Native American identity when they existed. But correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free to chime in.
Well,
You're wrong.
Yeah. And please correct me. I'm being, yeah.
You're
I'm here to
wrong.
learn. I'm not here to judge.
You said correct you. I'm telling you, you're wrong.
Yes. Which
at
parts?
the end of the day, I
Which
think
part? Which part? Native Americans? Are
yes,
you? Do they even? Oh, they got the ones that got here 1890, and we've been here since the 14th century. Are you talking
and
about those $5?
what year was it when they
Do you
finally
have
got
facts for that?
recognized as like even being American? Was it
1900s, in the
1924?
late 1900s.
1924,
No,
right?
calling yourself a
Yep.
native Indian in the 1400s. Do you have
No,
facts
no,
for
Like,
no.
that?
We're not
no,
getting derailed. We're not doing it. That guy had like, is his minutes up? Is
no,
his minutes up? Oh
it's
no, he
not
got
up yet.
38. All right.
He still had a
So
minute left. He wanted someone to chime in, but go ahead and land your plane, Derek.
Yeah. So yeah, just my plan is I support the delineation. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging a specific history. I think that's great. I just think that it's getting too anti-African and too anti-historical facts. Plain
Wait, I
land.
need to ask you. Hold on, Deli. Let me ask him a
Or
couple
go ahead.
questions before, and then I'll let you guys chime in. I need to know, why is it anti-African for us to acknowledge the fact that we're not continental Africans? And a
That's
lot of
me.
us, hold on, a lot of us have done our genealogy because we have paperwork and a paper trail that Jamaicans don't have, and that a lot of continental Africans don't have. A lot of those countries did not exist before 1900s, before the Berlin Conference split them up, before a white person named the continent Africa. It was not even called that. So to get up here and say we are enacting or doing some revisionist history, when revisionist history has been done to us, if you know anything about Black American history, we've been renamed and reclassified 7 times. Now, if you're not trying to hide something, or if you're not lying, why in the fuck would we be renamed and reclassified 7 times? That is literally diabolical. Literally. And I think that it's disrespectful and disingenuous to get up here and tell us who we are, and that we're, trying to co-opt someone else's history. No one is trying to be a Eurasian Native American. No one, I don't know anybody that is doing that. However, if we're looking at death certificates, birth certificates, if we're looking at census records, if we're looking even at dolls rolls, and we can actively see our ancestors be changed, thank you, King, from colored to Negro, from Indian, mulatto to colored to Negro, somebody is lying. You wouldn't know that because you are not us. So you probably don't have grandparents or great grandparents that told you exactly who they were and where they come from. And for people to say that our oral tradition and our oral history should be null and void, yet everyone else's is respected. The Native Americans that you speak of literally have absolutely no paperwork. They have oral traditions. I spoke to one came up here. I re-uploaded that live on here, and he said all he got from the government is a tribal card. He has absolutely nothing else to further prove his lineage. They literally got indoctrinated in boarding schools. This happened in the 1900s. A lot of their languages was taught to them by European men. If you look at the chiefs in some of these tribes, they look like Donald motherfucking Trump. Like, you pick up a book and you do some research, because there's literally primary resources that denotes people that look just like me. I don't know what you look like, that were here before colonizers set foot on this soil, okay? And we also are a culmination of a lot of different things. So to just reduce us to say, oh, y'all are African and y'all are ashamed to be
No,
African.
I wouldn't
Some
say
of us
we're
have
African.
European ancestry. Yeah. So if you want to go by that, we could literally get up here. I could say, hey, I'm an Irish woman. It's like,
right. No, I get that. And
No,
again,
no,
I
no,
am
Derek, we're not
African
gonna sit here and
American.
pretend like we don't hear your freaking accent.
I'll
We're
be right
not
back with
gonna
you,
sit
Peggy.
here and act like
I live
we
in
don't.
Chicago.
I gotta no, Derek. Let's have since we're here, right?
Well,
Since you
Jasmine,
want
you
to,
sound like you have a speech impediment since we're judging people by their voices.
Yeah, I'm
Nate.
not.
So okay, so we have Pan Goofies and the Goof Troops. All right, so Pan Goofs, the Goof Troops.
Listen,
I
I'm
was actually
American by
going to be
lineage.
nice to you.
I'm American by lineage.
I was gonna be
You're an
nice,
anchor
but
baby.
now
Wait,
we're
I'm
going to
American
go
by
in
lineage. You
on
ain't look
You're
you.
up
an
the Creole
anchor
tribe?
baby.
Wait, you ain't look up
So
Creole tribes
You're an
here in
anchor baby.
Nate, so you're a Creole anchor baby, Deli. What
You said wait,
information do you
how?
have about that?
But like
No, hold
wait.
on. No.
I'm a
Now we're
descendant of
talking
chattel
about
slavery.
you.
You know that, right? You know I'm a descendant of
Let's center
One
Nate.
mic, one mic.
Nate, no, now it's open panel. So Nate, tell us about your lineage. So your grandparents from
Thank you.
where?
I've actually been waiting to get but like yeah, like that's what I'm saying.
Go
With FBA,
ahead.
with FBAs and me, that's what I'm saying. Like y'all might be able to do this with Creoles and the Americo Liberians. You can't do that with because we got like that direct like black man. But
So
yeah, as
where
far as me,
exactly are you from?
yeah,
Let's hear
yeah.
about Nate. So
Well,
your parents are from
well,
where?
I'm like I'm like American. I was born in like America, but
I'm
my
like
parents,
from
Okay, like what
I'm
part?
American.
No, what
yeah,
part though?
my parents are from Sierra Leone, so I'm Creole
Okay,
tribe.
so you're
He's
the
from
Sierra
Crenshaw Mafia.
Leonean
Oh, so you're from
Yeah,
Creole
Africa.
guy.
yeah. Like, so
Anyway,
you know how Freetown, the capital Freetown.
He's from
Look
Crenshaw
at
Mafia.
God. Look at God.
But yeah, I just want to clear. I am Black American on my mom's side, so that lineage is very important to me. So
you're bi ethnic.
yes,
Like, so I want to go back to the prompt though, right? Because like, look at God, and he left. Look at God. Does
He
he
actually
ever?
had a
Because
restriction. I don't know if he said something, but it said I needed to
well,
remove
he
him.
was saying he was from Crenshaw. He was a Sierra Leonean
I think he
FBA
was just trying to say
Creole
that
from
because he's
Haiti.
Creole, Sierra Leonean, those people are the African
No,
Americans who.
Derek, you're gonna link up with him. A beg, sir.
No, I'm
A
not
beg.
linking, but I'm just saying the history.
If you were understanding what that meant, now are you next? Because we're not even talking about that, and this is why I feel like
Oh, we
we
got
have to
King up
pay
here.
attention to who we can trust in FBA spaces. I'm gonna land there though.
I
But
am
Derek,
Jones.
are you a
Oh,
Creole
go ahead, guys.
Nigerian too?
No,
I just want
I
to
said
know
it.
this. So you're a Creole Nigerian.
No, I said my mom is Black American from Macomb, Mississippi. That's deep south. Great migration in Chicago, South Side. So obviously you can't fake that. My dad is Jamaican.
What city?
Okay, you're a different guy. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a different person.
Okay, Deli, I know you wanted to say something. Go ahead, boo, and then after you, it's gonna be King.
No, I get tired of these little things.
Oh shit.
Like that little Nate that wanted to sit there and come off aggressive. I get a little tired of us actually giving benevolencies and giving grace and actually talking to them calmly when they come off aggressive and angry and disrespectful to the actual lineage so that you can help them understand our jobs are not to be teachers. I thought we had low IQs. I thought that we don't know anything. We don't know any better and things like that. I didn't go to school to become a teacher, and if I got to learn you something, I'm gonna send you an invoice for the waste of my time. Stop educating these people or trying to sit there and talk to them in not even a passive, but in a respectful tone. They came at you disrespectful, so answer their call with your call because I like to me, it's just like, let's stop talking to these things that want to sit there and make assumptions and then can't even back up evidence. It's just how they feel. I know that there's two F's involved. There's feelings and then there's facts. You need to go off of facts. Otherwise, get off here. And then you're a bi-ethnic, but you want to sit there and be like, yeah, I'm on his side. Ill, you're weird.
No, I was. I
So
think. Never mind.
You're weird.
No, no. Not only is he weird, he's derailing the
Hold on, guys.
conversation.
Pause for 2 seconds. King, let me give you your 3 minutes to speak on the prompt.
All right, what's happening, Love Jones?
Hello.
Yeah, I don't even really need that much time. I really just came up to, just have company. I'm sitting here in, my apartment in downtown Austin, Texas. I just defeated a witch coven and a warlock coven, so you guys should give me a, round of applause. It was a hard battle, but yeah, I don't really have much to say pertaining to the prompt. For me, right, it's like I feel like there's two type of FBAs, right? You have the FBAs who, say they're foundationally from the beginning, but for me, it's the Africa thing, right? Like I be on people's panels, and if I hear any type of like correlation between us and Africa, I dead it, right? Because again, some of y'all might know, like I believe we've never been in Africa. I don't even believe that they brought 300,000 or whatever the number is over. I don't believe they brought not one African over it, right? So that's what I look for, right? So I don't trust those people, right? So I'll leave that with that. And let me see it is appropriate for. So for me, I only air somebody out if I hit an African thing, man. It's just we have to completely. So again, right? We've never was together to even delineate, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you, how am I saying? I don't know what the hell I'm saying. I'm just happy I beat this damn witch and warlock coven. So, but yeah, if y'all hit any type of
video game, like what the hell?
what you said?
I said, is that a video game?
Nah, this is real life. This is because
He's
of the
on. He's on that far in between spiritual side of FBA.
No. Let me.
Are you an Atlantean?
Yeah. Let me say this real quick, right?
Yeah.
So spiritual warfare is very, very real. And because of this, I don't know who's familiar with the stuff I talk about on TikTok, but I'm absolutely a target because of the things I talk about pertaining to my people on here, right? So yeah, they send people, right? They send people, and that just is what it is, right? But so yeah, my advice to y'all, like, if they mention Africa, just listen for them try to say we're from Africa at all. If they do that shit, it's clear for me, right? I think they should, be who they are, and we are who we are, and that's it. Yeah, I don't really have much to say. That's pretty much it. And Love Jones, I do want to say you're looking mighty fine, sister, tonight. You're looking mighty fine,
Thank you.
All right. So with that being said, man, I'll go on mute.
Okay.
Love Jones. He's one of the copper people. They have like the monocles with a copper ring because it like pulls out their third chakra that's calcified because of fluoride, right? No, I know. I'm not even trying to be. I'm not. No, I'm not even being. You know what's what it is. I'm not even being mean.
I do have copper rings on.
You have copper rings on right
I do
now.
have
See,
my
they
copper
thought I
rings
was
right
being
now.
they thought I was being shady to
No,
you, and
no.
you just and I'm telling you, I rock with the freaking Atlanteans and the coppers. Was I
Right,
being mean
right.
to you, King?
For sure. I appreciate y'all.
That's just who he is. But the derailing, but that's who he was. I clocked it, and it wasn't even a bad thing. Earth the
Right.
Atlantean, I love his facts or whatever. He has a monocle on his copper. But real talk though, copper does help you get more grounded or whatever. But
No, absolutely. It's a healing. Yeah, for sure. It heals. Absolutely.
Can
Sure.
we get back to the topic? But I don't know. Maybe we're just rocking with all the FBA lineages, whatever. But I rock with the Coppers and the Atlanteans for sure. So there
Well,
is that.
it was an open panel,
Hey,
so
beautiful.
like
Yeah, it's
people
open
was
now. We don't have
talking,
anybody new.
Okay,
Somebody
and
perfect.
said I'm Jamaican.
Yeah.
Somebody said I'm
but
Jamaican. I'm not Jamaican.
No, I understand when it's
yeah,
Deli. I know when it's open panel. You don't have to explain that to me.
All right. For the record,
then
I'm
why
not.
did you say that?
Because you're explaining to me how it was open panel, and I definitely understand the rules of the places that I go into and whatnot.
Yeah, and seeing as how you wanted to ask, I just informed you on it.
But I guess the energy in a voice, I'm like, the copper person was a little bit more like welcoming,
I'm
whatever.
I'm the
literally
copper
just
person.
sitting here
You
talking.
are the copper person, Kenny. But I love
The
it.
What?
I
copper
love
person.
it. We got a copper person, we got a half FBA,
I
Creole,
have to
Sierra
be.
Leone, or whatever. I don't even know at this point.
Um, I think they were saying that Derek was Jamaican, King, not you.
Oh,
I'm
okay, okay, I
half,
got you.
yeah. I'm half African American or Black American, half Jamaican.
Okay.
Wait, so who's Jamaican? Is it your mom or your dad?
My
His
dad,
dad.
my dad is Jamaican. My mom is Black American, Mississippi, Great Migration,
Do you
Chicago.
know you're the father?
Okay.
Do I know my what? My father?
Do you know your father? Was he in
Yeah,
your life?
of course. All my grandparents, my fathers. I know my mom's heritage in America going to the 1800s.
Mm.
I went to their house that they owned right after
Can we
slavery.
change the color?
Charles spoke already, humble, but um, did you come off a mic, Charles, to say something? Did you have something to say? Hello?
1 second, we were talking about copper jewelry, and now we're back on track. How can you tell who to trust in the FBA spaces? So there are people in our community that don't even want to identify as FBA. Personally, I don't care. I think more so the American Indian community part, which is the same part of the whole. They're like, no, 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 we're not FBA. And I think that FBA is like, well, who cares? We consider you FBA, whatever. You're still our brothers and sisters. It kind of gives like me no Dominican. And there's a lot of people who are hiding behind American Indians that are actually not even FBA at all. And that's why it's very curious to me
Mm.
that some people come in here and they're like, well, I'm half FBA and Haitian with their thick ass accents. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't freaking hear it. I call them harbors of the people who are trying to call us the Americas. The Pan Africans and the Pan Americans are the same Pan Goofies to me. So when it comes to FBA spaces, you can only be FBA if you have a FBA parent. All you need is one FBA parent. You can be bi-ethnic, you can be biracial, but you need a foundational Black American parent, meaning that your ancestor, that Black melanated ancestor, that on the papers on our census records were called either Black, mulatto, Negro, Indian sometimes, those people whose founding fathers and mothers were here before this country had their name. You got one lineage there, then you're FBA. Anything outside of that is goofy. That's what we're talking about. So when it comes to FBA spaces, no, you can't be a Haitian that came over here 200 years ago and maybe you know Sidney Poitier or whatever, and you guys kind of made reggae except for the beats that came from reggae came from us type shit, to be for real. You guys make nothing. And they come over here and say that you have any part of what we talk about in our spaces is where we start looking at who we can trust. If you're going to let a freaking Guyanese person, a freaking Panamanian, Yoruba, even a white freaking tether, because there's white tethers too, come into our spaces and
I agree
speak
with
for
that.
us because they're spicy freaking whites. You are an op. So that's what I'm talking about.
Derek, I have a
Anyways, I
question.
land.
What I will
I have a
say,
Yes,
right?
question for
I
you,
yes,
wanna.
Derek.
yes. Go ahead.
You said that your family is from Jamaica and you were worried about, um, or you were saying like, how come we all just can't kumbaya and get along, right?
I said
Why would you want
half.
us, why would you want us to kumbaya with people who were traitors to their own people?
Mm.
I wouldn't say I want to say kumbaya, but I would say like, so if I acknowledge that I found African relatives or African heritage with even black DNA testing, you get called a tether, you get called like a non-supporter of the black American movement. But I don't see how those are separate, like acknowledging the true history.
No, that's the funniest thing because you said genetic testing and you went scientific on it, but there is a certain group that hasn't been tested and they've been left out, and that's the haplogroup. So that testing doesn't really mean anything. That's for entertainment purposes only then. Because if a group of people are telling you that they exist and their group isn't even identified within the genetic testing, that means that they're not talking about that.
But
They
you're
completely
talking
dismade
about an
it.
autosomal test. There's an
No, I'm not
MT,
talking about an hour almost auto.
but you
And
can
I
take
say something
an
crazy.
MT or Y chromosome DNA test, and it can
That's
match
not our
you.
chromosome. That's the thing.
Can I just say one
Well,
thing real
men
quick?
have both. We have one of each.
No, no, that's not. That's not. Oh, okay. So Caucasians have that. Neanderthals have that,
Yes.
and verified by who?
Yes, because the Neanderthals are made up of the human gene, even though they have mostly Neanderthal
You're
genes,
about
so
to Google it.
they do have an X and Y chromosome. I'm sorry, any
No, no, no,
person that's
no.
a
That defers to your male or female genitalia. That
what
defers
I,
to that. XY is male.
but
XX is
what
woman. That's
yeah,
what that is.
right, but they have the chromosomes because of the
That
simple fact.
no,
Hold on,
no. I'm
hold
talking
on, can
about
I finish?
genetics,
Can I finish? Can I
DNA.
finish? Can I finish? Hold on, give me a second. Right? Any animal species that are mammal have both, either males have XX chromosomes and females have males have XY chromosome and females have XX chromosomes. That's any mammal species. Any species that delivers a baby and has a period and things of that nature, that's all of those species. It's
What does
not
that
it's
have to do with learning your genealogy or learning the genetics of what you are
oh
made
no, no,
of?
no, no. That is completely different
That is what I was
from
speaking on. No,
hold
that's
on.
what I was speaking
I'm not
on.
disagreeing with you, but what you said from the beginning is what I took from it, and I can comprehend conversations. I'm a college graduate. Semantics is my thing. I'm an English major. Plus, I
What?
listen to what people say, right? So when
Okay,
it
so
comes
what
to
is it that I said that you came
what
on and
you
said that?
said, what you said was when you said Neanderthal genes. You started talking about chromosomes. Yes, they have the
I didn't
chromosomes of
talk about
people.
chromosomes. I
You
talked
said
about
that.
genetics.
You talked about genetics, but you started talking about
That I didn't
chromosomes,
talk about
which they have
chromosomes.
both.
I
You said
never
that in
once
your
mentioned chromosomes.
You did, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Chromosomes are XY and XX.
But you said
I did not
chromosome.
mention that. I said
You used that.
genetics.
You definitely used that in your conversation. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be combative or anything, but you
No,
definitely said those
can
words.
y'all tell me if I
I listen
mentioned
to
that?
comprehend.
Can y'all tell me if I
He's
mentioned
not
it?
gonna tell it because what they do is they have this strip deli poo, and that's why
Who's they? Who's they?
No, can y'all tell me
I'm the
if I said
foundation.
it?
I
I'm
can't.
over
I
here
don't
My
telling.
know.
mama's my
Honestly,
mama
they saying that
my
I
you
did
did
mama
it.
not
They
say
is
saying that you did
were
it.
and
you
chromosomes.
my
the one
dad is
talking
Chickasaw.
before? Why were you
That
so
was
upset?
me.
Why was okay?
That was me. I
I
wasn't
did
talking to
not say
you. I never spoke to you.
chromosomes.
But
They
listen,
saying that they
I
did
pay
it. That
attention
you
to the
didn't say it.
conversation.
I didn't
I
hear
didn't hear
it.
her say it. I'm
Yes,
listening to
because
you.
I
Chromosomes?
didn't. I went into genetics. I did not go, and I said haplogroup. And
See, this
those
is
are not to defer
Ma'am,
to, those are
ma'am.
not deferred to a specific group of people. It was absent. It is currently, as we speak, absent. I never mentioned chromosome because that's too simple. That's two things, XY and XX. That's it. That's
Deli.
male and female.
Don't feed the ducks.
I
Do
know. I'm
not feed
sorry.
them. That is
Excuse
why
me.
I've been
Excuse
trying.
me.
No,
Excuse me.
I didn't. I don't
I'm
say I
born
called
on
you
this
a duck,
land.
and don't say I called you
I'm.
a duck because I don't
You
even
just
know who
said that.
she was talking to.
She's
I didn't
talking
know
to
who,
me, and I just corrected you when you stepped in when we're having a conversation. Press
um,
pause. It's us having a conversation. We don't need you
because,
to combat. Like, I'm trying to understand what she's talking about, like
but
she's
it
trying to understand what I'm talking
doesn't.
about. Press pause, man. Please press pause.
No,
We're having a
I'm
conversation.
correcting you. I'm
All
correcting
right. If
you.
I'm listening to you, I don't need her to add into it. I'm
But
listening to you.
I'm
Because if
saying,
I'm wrong, I
okay,
stand corrected.
okay.
I
Well, listen to me.
apologize for
Don't
that.
come at her. I'm
I
saying
apologize for that.
I did not. And you said I listened and I listened to comprehend.
Okay,
And I'm saying this is
if I
wrong.
heard that,
I'm
if I
telling you
heard that,
about
I'm
3 to 4 to 5 to 6 times that
if
you
I
are
if
wrong. I did not.
okay, okay, so I'm
Okay.
apologizing to you if I heard that. Press pause. I'm not in my emotions. I just heard what I heard. Hearing is selective. If I heard that, I'm apologizing to you because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But at the
What's
end
your
of the day,
point? What's like? I got lost. Like, what's your?
press pause, player. I'm speaking to someone else on the panel. I'm not talking to you.
Okay, sure, kiddo.
So what I'm saying is, if I'm wrong, I heard you. I heard what I wanted to hear. Hearing is selective. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But all I was saying is, if I heard genetics XYXX, that every mammal has one of those things. Is all that I was saying. That's why
Yeah,
I
no, I
interrupted.
never said
And if
X,
I'm
Y, and
wrong,
XX. I never
if
said
I'm
anything
wrong, I
about that.
apologize. That's why I'm apologizing to you now because that's what I heard.
Wait, you
Okay.
said xnxx.com? I was just fucking.
No, no,
No,
no,
no,
no,
no. Don't even
no,
go into
no,
We
it. We
not
just
about to
we
do
just
that.
got
We
off
not
your
about to play
monocle,
on my
I know.
sir.
King,
intelligence, my nigga. I'm not
please.
doing
We
that.
just got
That's
off
what
your
I heard you
monocle,
say.
King.
We not about to play on my intelligence, my nigga, because I'm not
No
doing
one,
that.
no, I can't see the last part of your name, duh. So actually, this is a case
Montana.
study, the Montana. So I think that you don't realize that you, like the birthday, like what's the birthday? Like the reference point, right? When
Oh,
it
I don't
comes
do
to
none of that. I'm not trying.
how can you tell who to trust in FBA space? Here's the birthday FBA, but we're not a monolith, and I don't think that you're actually the
I
second
answered that
part of the
way earlier.
prompt.
I was
No,
outside.
I
I was
get
laying
it. Is it
outside a bar. I
appropriate
hung
for
up to come back.
is it appropriate for Black Americans to air out each other publicly during these times? So you
No,
got this other
absolutely
but
not.
it's absolutely not. But you're doing it with your
I'm
own.
not doing anything. All I did was ask a question, and when I misunderstood, I explained what I understood, and she explained it back to me. What I'm tired of is people getting in their feelings and taking because people are having a regular conversation, which is why I apologize because I was wrong
Even
for
if
said
okay,
conversation. I would press pause
I
because
can
I
give you
was
that.
wrong. If I'm wrong, I can apologize if I'm wrong. I'm not going to stand up here and argue about shit that I'm wrong about. I apologize because I was wrong. I
No,
thought
you
I
know
heard
what? You're
something
right.
that I
You're
did
right,
not hear.
Dominicana. I accept your
I was just
apology. I
saying you.
think
I
I
get
get
called
it.
untrustworthy if I acknowledge African heritage, and sometimes I feel like it's not fair because I am FBA.
Well, that's good for you.
Right, I
Wait,
was gonna
wait.
say.
Would you
Nobody
hold
is
on,
saying
y'all?
there's anything
Hold
wrong
on,
with that.
Derek. What did you say? Did you say you feel like people think you're untrustworthy for acknowledging your African ancestry?
Yeah,
What?
people say, "Oh, you're a tether. You're not actually American. You're not actually black." Like you get accused.
No, that's not what's going on. I can tell you
Okay.
exactly what's going on. I
Go
can
go
give you
ahead,
a
Deli. Then I want to
rundown.
say something after you. Go ahead.
Oh, but what you are doing right now is tether like behavior. And when you came on here, you were saying we need to acknowledge this, and I don't think it's fair. And y'all are
Exactly.
coming off this, and y'all are coming off that. You came off aggressive and sitting there argumentative with us, and we hadn't even said anything to you yet. We hadn't even said, "Oh, that's a tether. Oh, that's this. We need to all come along and all that." Those are your words, sir.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's
wasn't talking
not
about
that's
you
not
guys
our word.
specifically.
So when you sit there and talk about I am half and half, they say, "Oh, that makes sense. That's a tether right there." Because then you didn't even come because we know a couple people
That part
in
too.
each and every single group that we rock hard with that is on the outside of us. That's
Mhm.
not FBA. That's not Black American. I know Latinos, I know Asians, I know Caribbeans, I know different Africans, and they still rock with it.
Can I
And
jump in this
that
too?
is the
I'm sorry,
thing.
Dion.
Hold
Go
Like
on,
ahead.
you
Jasmine.
came
After Deli
off
lands,
like
I
that.
want to say
Yeah,
You
something.
and I'm
came
gonna
off
apologize. I didn't mean to come.
accusatory.
I didn't mean
Yeah.
to
There's
come off
nothing that
like
we can
that.
do for that.
Right. I don't have anything against you guys
And
personally. I was just saying in my
also,
previous experiences. That's all.
No, we
okay.
don't
So you
do
have
that because then
The
you
PTSD.
host is
generalized
Hold
us.
talking.
on, guys. Give me a second. So you basically you have PTSD and it's trickling over here. I get it. Cool. However, you literally came over here and said you guys are doing a revisionist history. You guys are denying your African ancestry, basically saying how we're disrespectful or we're being problematic by saying that we're Black Americans with a lineage here in this country. You also said that we're trying to co-opt the Native American ethnic group. And those are the type of things that we don't fuck with. You can't come over here telling people who they are and how they should identify and say that we're doing revisionist history when we're actually correcting revisionist history. And granted, we've all learned an indoctrinated version of history, but you got to ask yourself, who taught you that? Who told you that we were all African? Who told you that you need to believe in the out of Africa theory because it's just a theory? There's also a multi-regional theory that I talk about all the time. So none of us were here 100,000 years ago, 30,000 years ago. We don't know exactly where the fuck life started. What we do know to be true is that pale-faced people are a mutated variant, a mutated gene. They are the newest humanoid species on planet Earth. People with this excess melanin have been here before any and everybody. We were the first to inhabit the entire planet Earth. What we also know is that all of the land masses were once conjoined and gelled together. We know that to be true. What we also know is that Africa was not always called Africa. It was called, I don't know how to pronounce it, something like that. Y'all picking up and down. So to get up here, yeah, thank you. So to sit up here and say we need to acknowledge the fact that we're all African, I think it's crazy. There's indigenous groups of people all over the world on every single continent that are deeply, deeply melanated with woolly hair and negroid features. Yet when it comes to Black Americans, we are the only ones that are forced to identify with being African in any capacity. And I just don't agree with that. So for you to get up here and say people saying I'm a traitor and I'm a this, well, you just got your ass up here and told us who we were and we was trying to revise history. You don't think that you came off disrespectful?
Yeah, and
Exactly.
I didn't want to come off
Exactly.
disrespectful, but so when I did my test, I wanted to find the legit truth. Like if it had zero African ancestry, I would be like, shit, I ain't African. But since I came from the same heritage as Black Americans, and I found the African ancestry, and I found living African relatives,
No,
it made me feel like
That's your test and that's your
exactly, Deli.
truth.
We don't
One
all
That's
second.
have
your
the
test.
same genealogy. And this is what gets me with people. We are not the same. My grandparents are not Jasmine's grandparents, are not Deli's grandparents, are not King's grandparents. We don't all have the same genetic makeup. You think over 50 million people have the exact same genetic makeup? That's impossible. We don't all share the same one common ancestor. That is crazy to think. Like I think sometimes we don't put our thinking caps on because we've allowed other people to think for us for so long that all logic just goes out the goddamn window.
Right.
My grandparents are probably a culmination of something completely different from Jasmine. We phenotypically don't even all look alike as Black Americans. Exactly. We're not a monolith. So to say because you did a DNA testing that, I know y'all, I don't like to even get into it with y'all, but that shit ain't real. You can't take that to court and say, this is my ethnicity now. Give me dual citizenship to each of these countries, each of these 15 countries that they said I had a percentage of. That doesn't hold up in court. DNA testing is for forensic scientists. It is for finding your mother and your father, immediate family, or putting you at the scene of a crime. It does not tell you your ethnic group. And there's no way to be accurate with that because you are not excavating and digging up the bones of your ancestors. When you are in a elementary school and they tell you to do a DNA test, they draw out a family tree. We've all done this at some point if we've been educated in the American school system. And they say, who's your grandma? Who's your uncle? Who's your this and that? And you go back and back and back. That is how you find out who your ancestors are. Not because I have some similar genetic marker from somebody in Zimbabwe. Do you have cousins over there on the have you been able to literally connect yourself to any family members on the continent of Africa? Yes or no?
not physically.
Because it doesn't exist. Well, I don't know. I can't tell you who you
No,
are.
you're right. The shit doesn't
No,
exist.
It
before
doesn't
he
It's
goes,
exist
no,
on
personal.
paper.
King,
It
King,
does
King,
not
and
exist on paper.
Montana. I actually let a lot of people before I jumped in because everybody knows that I'm very impatient. But I'm like, okay, the back and forth. What I wanted to say though, right? And I think this is what sparked this conversation is you don't freaking know we're not a monolith. It goes back to the whole prompt
You
about
talking to
FBA,
me?
and we're gonna definitely. I'm not talking to you specifically. You're just talking, and when it was my turn to talk, and you talked, and I let
Oh,
you
pardon
talk,
me. My bad.
whatever.
My bad. I apologize for that. Sorry.
Okay, it's all right, no worries. So like I was saying, I am like that dory fish though. Like I was saying, when it comes to FBA, Black American Indian, going back to I'm not gonna go on and on. Dr. Clark Anderson, Tariq Nasheed, when it comes to these new names. Native Black
Yeah.
American, Black American. Then some of us are different, like mixtures of blackness, boogity black, black, black. We can definitely understand when you are a bi-ethnic. We can definitely see because your accent, and the accent is what gives you away. You have a very recent ancestor. People are always saying like, "Oh, you guys believe you guys are Indian, but you can't find an Indian in your family." Well, I
Who
can't
me?
find any African. I'm not talking, Montana. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to
Can
you.
I? You know what
You
Stop.
I
started
think
off
it
by
is.
calling
See,
my
I'm
name.
not
I'm
talking
sorry.
to
I'm
you,
sorry.
R.
You started off
What
by
King.
is
calling my
going
no, no,
name.
no.
I'm
on?
sorry.
Let Jasmine land.
Stop. Please. I promise you it's not going to be that long. We can't find an Indian, but we can't find any. I can find an Indian, but I can't find any Africans in my lineage except for the half African I created. That's the difference. That's a bi ethnic for you.
Right? Can
You
I ask
guys
her?
don't get it. Yes, yes. So can you find an African? Can you find, show me your Scottish family member. Show me anybody that is not American. If you can find it, then you're not FBA. Because I promise you, I cannot find a white tea, Schmave Master. I'm looking for the Nordics. I'm part Icelandic too, if I'm going off of the genie, the actual DNA. And I do have a bachelor's in biology. That's what I want to say. That's why I connected with Love Jones. What made me come over here and support her.
Okay.
She's definitely about the lineage when it comes to the genetics and whatnot, the haplogroups. They cannot show us their ancestors. So I'm gonna land there. Montana, I'm not coming
I
at you, King.
no, no, no,
Golly.
no, no. I didn't see this
Before
coming
me,
at me. I
lady,
just
I
wanted
thought I
to,
was being
because
called
something
a
just came to
Tanner
my
for a
mind really
second. I
quick.
ain't like that.
I'll be 2 seconds. You know what I think it is? I think a lot of these people, they just so before, right? Because again, I believe we are in this shift, right? So people can feel Black Americans rising, right? Like we have the most powerfulest voice right now, not only in America but in the world, right? So the whole entire world is paying attention to what we're saying and what we're doing, right? So a lot of these people, right? They chose in terms of Black people, right? They chose Africans, right? So before the shift, when we was just
Wait, what
in
do you
our
mean?
say that again.
What do you mean they chose African? What do you mean by that?
I mean, in terms of like loyalty, right? Like identity and loyalty, and like,
Okay.
you know what? I'm not gonna mess with the Black Americans. My loyalty is to the Africans, right? So I feel like now that the shift that people see that we are rising, and like coming into who we are, right? It's kind of like they're trying to rectify that by trying to, instead of just like, you know what, we're gonna ride with the Black Americans. It's like they're trying to bring us back to Africa because it justifies the choice that they made before they really probably knew that we are the chosen, right? Am I making sense? Does that a little bit? I feel like it's more so like a loyalty thing,
Yeah, I'm picking up what
right?
you're putting down. It's kind of like they too far gone to try to come back now. So that's why they're
Right,
going
right.
full throttle with Pan Africanism.
Right, right. They're trying to, yeah, right, exactly, right. So they're too far gone, right, or too embedded with, I guess, Africa in terms of loyalty, to where now it's like, fuck. Okay, but how do we rectify that the Black Americans are like clearly rising? They clearly have the voice, right? I mean, white tees being panels, we don't pay them no mind. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't like they say stuff and they get, and it's, we're not being disrespectful. It's just that no one is listening to anything they're saying, right? So, Black Americans, we have the microphone, right? And instead of these people just deciding to get on board with us, they're just trying to sit here and try to just, please, no, we're all African. Please, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just, they know they made a deal with the devil, but I'll name my plan.
Okay, let's get to AJ. Hold on, Jasmine. AJ, can we have your ethnicity? Then I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to speak on the prompt. AJ?
I'm here. I had to come off mute. I'm on birth certificate. I'm a Negro by definition. I'm FBA. If
Okay.
that makes any sense.
All right.
Perfect
Go ahead.
sense.
How can How can you tell who to trust in the if FBA spaces? Basically, just stay consistent with the people that you already talk to, and just
Ooh.
side eye everybody. Like I'm the new guy, so nobody really knows me. So pretty much, if I stay consistent, that's how you can start trusting in those spaces. Uh, is it appropriate for Black Americans to air each
Thanks for the
other
galaxies.
out publicly during these times? I don't think people should air anybody out in any time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, me, I'm not problematic, so that you would never really get that from me. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if they out of order and it need to be, you know what I'm saying? You got to put out the fire. You got to do what you got to do, if that makes any sense.
Okay. Did you have anything else to add before we got to the next person? Before we went to the next person on the panel?
Oh no, I was just introducing myself.
Okay. All right. Let me end your countdown. And then let's get to Diva Puda. Can I have your ethnicity? And I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to speak on the prompt. Diva, I
Hello?
sent you. Okay. Oh, sorry. I was trying to send you an invite to unmute. You could go ahead and unmute yourself again. Diva,
The Devaputa.
Deva. Okay. Can I have your ethnicity? Then I'm gonna give you three minutes to speak on the prompt.
I'm Black Caribbean.
Which country are you from?
Jamaica.
Are you in America or are you in Jamaica?
No, I live in Canada.
In Canada. Okay.
Yeah. I
Go
have
ahead. You have
family
3
in
minutes.
America.
Go ahead.
My sister and etc. lives there. But I just want to point out that a lot of the smaller islands was annexed from America in the 1800s after the Spanish American War. So that would mean that America is not that little thing that you guys always say. So the indigenous people of Americas are also spread out in the Caribbean. So I just wanted to point that out. I think many times when we speak about this issue, it's like it's just I think we just try to make it between Africa and the United States when it's I think it's a whole bigger issue. I think the the diaspora of Americas is just is so big that people kind of forget. Like Brazil, all the Philippines was a part of America. I don't think a lot of people know that, right? So
Okay.
I'm just trying to expand your knowledge, expand your knowledge on the whole diaspora of the American diaspora.
You think that we don't know that exists? Do you
No,
really
Right.
I
think that?
just
Yeah,
no, I'm not
that's
saying that you
contradiction,
guys
man.
don't know. It's just the way how we are speaking about it. Like it seems like
How we're speaking about what exactly?
Winston. The way how you're speaking about it, Winston, you're coming across as very condescending, Bubs.
Hold on, King.
Like,
He still has a minute. Hold
No,
oh
on.
he
my bad.
not. No, he
n-
not.
n-
Hold on, Montana. He still has a minute. Let him go ahead.
the name is Devaputa and it just means the son of God. It's not diva. But and it's like but I as I'm saying I just wanted to point out that America is a way bigger diaspora, and
We know that.
as I'm saying, I don't think that everyone should just single it out, like um, make it seem like the Caribbean is different when it was all one. It was called Pangea before and all that, right? So I think that we need to actually put everything together and not
Okay.
single it
I
out.
need to.
This
I
is
need to take
why
it.
I was
Hold
trying
on,
to
Okay,
go
Jasmine.
back on
Hold
so
on.
topic.
so
Can
Hold
I say one
on.
thing?
Oh, hello, everybody. Mute. At the end of the day, this is what I swear to God, I always say this. We are not even talking about, y'all made this about Africans. Now let's turn it into something about Caribbeans. We were not talking about any of this. You all always come over here with this shit. I allow it because it's not an echo chamber. We could, go a little bit of a different place sometimes in a conversation, and that's okay. But what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? We absolutely know that there are multiple countries in the Americas. No one has ever said that the Caribbeans are not a part of the Americas. When we are talking about the United States of America, you are not from the United States of America. You culturally are not the same as a person from the United States of America with a lineage here. You are not a part of the people that built the United States of America. You are not a part of the lineage that fought in all of the
How do you
combats, the
know that?
WARs.
Because
You literally
I
said that you were
wasn't born
Jamaican and you
there.
live in Canada. What are you talking about?
Because I
You're not in
wasn't
the
born
United
there.
States. You are not, your lineage is
So
not
if
from the
my
United
grandma
States.
was a part of the building, that what are you saying? My lineage is not.
You literally said that you were Jamaican and you live in Canada. What are we talking about here? Are you going to
Uh,
get up here and say you didn't say that?
no, I'm saying that if my
So why
grandparents
would you
were
say, how do you
American,
know? You literally told me.
that's my lineage,
You
right?
told 236 people
I'm
that you
Jamaican.
were
I'm saying if
Jamaican.
my grandma is not.
And we don't care. It has nothing about you being in this FBA space. Can
Yeah,
you
are they
read?
FBA though? Because they could just be immigrants.
How
What
can
is
you
going
tell
on?
Being an
who to
immigrant does not
trust
make
in
you
the
FBA.
FBA
What the
space? And I
fuck?
God
Yeah.
cannot, I
damn it.
cannot stand it. I can't
Being
stand
an
it.
immigrant does not make you FBA. It does not make you a foundation.
Oh,
You
who
have
for
to have
FBA because of like
you
our
have to
togetherness?
have
I can't
when
stand
it
it.
comes to I can trace four grandparents right now to the Americas, and that goes back to the 1600s.
Lord have mercy, child. All
You
right.
All
know what,
four
Love
of my
Jones?
grandparents are from America,
We can't make
and
Uh,
this
that
up.
goes from their grandparents
Montana,
to
Montana.
their
One
grandparents
second,
to
sir.
their grandparents.
We've said it so many times, but I like to do like experiments. Love Jones. I would love for you to like say like, hey, how can you tell who to trust in the goofy community or whatever, right? And then we just all come and show up or whatever and see if they're like, well, I'm a goofy too. Like I really believe if we start calling ourselves goofies right now, they'd be like, well, how can you tell that I'm not a goofy? You know,
Well, just be as
is it
hot
the
as
way that I'm
Crocs.
not a dog and I look like a cat and I
This
go
is
meow?
so
I
confusing.
swear that's what they would do. And that's why I was trying to stop it earlier. My apologies. You guys know I love you guys. And I'm never gonna not be jazzed. This is
But
what
it
it goes
doesn't make
back
no
to when it comes
sense.
no what it goes back to who you can trust in FBA spaces.
You
The
got
people who are
so
always
If
themselves
the
no
slave
matter where they
owners are the
go.
one who
No
annexed,
matter where they go, because I'm gonna
oh
be
Hold
my.
on,
jazzed if
Deva.
I land. But
I just want to say something for 2 seconds. And
Yeah, and then
when we
let
do
him
try to,
respond after. Go ahead.
all right, I was gonna say when we do try to tell Caribbeans that, with because I've actually tried to tell Caribbeans that, I've tried to tell Jamaicans that. You know what they say? No, we from Africa. No, Africa, Africa, Africa. So we leave it alone, right? So we absolutely know what you said is true, but I mean, they always reverse back to
Um,
Africa. So I'll leave it alone.
if the people who annexed the Caribbeans and all these islands from America are the slave owners, how are you guys? You guys are following the same narrative, saying that like you're
Bro,
not.
what that? Ah,
I
shit.
got him.
Oh man.
Let him
Let him
finish.
land,
I
y'all. Let him
got
spit
him.
it out.
What
Let him
Go
I'm
finish.
ahead.
saying is, you wouldn't be arguing about the thing saying Caribbean people trying to separate us if we're American. You're the one.
Bro, I'm sorry.
Excuse me, sir.
All
What I
right,
will say is
Please
this.
let this
What I
man get out what he's trying to say because I want to hear it. Thank you.
heard that.
Go ahead.
the way you got. Oh my God! Everyone is on here looking and laughing in the comments, talking about babble, 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 this, that, that. The way you guys are putting on the show, you are showing us that we are not accepted. You don't have to. Oh my! Like, how clearer do you need to make it?
the
Okay,
clearest thing
wait,
is we
wait,
were
wait, 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 wait. Every time somebody stops, sometimes I want to speak. You are not going to sit up here and act like you guys do not differentiate yourself and haven't always differentiated yourself. There is a video that went viral of a Jamaican woman saying to the police, Montana, please mute. Please, you got too much going on in your background. Saying to a police officer while she was detained, don't unalive me because I am not a Black American person. I am a Jamaican woman. Don't shoot me. Go kill a Black American. Literally, you all have maintained that you were not the same people as us. Y'all call us lazy and entitled and all types of shit. So to get up here and say that we are, hold up, hold up. I let you speak.
Miseducation.
No, I let you speak uninterrupted. I don't think that it's very tacky when people constantly cutting me off because
You
I don't do that
can't.
to y'all.
One old lady.
You need to practice decorum, okay? Learn some self-control. It's going to be okay. You'll get a chance to speak again. At the end of the day, that is not just one old lady. There are so many videos. There's literal compilations that some of us have put together of people of Caribbean descent and African descent saying that they are not the same as us. There's another video of a Jamaican woman on my page saying that Black Americans are entitled and we complain too much and we're unappreciative. These are sentiments that is spread throughout the Americas, since you want to get technical, about us. I'm not saying every single individual, but collectively, y'all do not and have never seen yourselves as the same as Black Americans from the United States of America. So stop getting up here lying. I'm just not here for none of that. Okay, I'm done.
They are derailing the conversation, but actually now it's about them, right? They are bringing in their numbers up because now we're going to start talking about them being goof troops. I definitely see the error in my ways being an FBA. Like Tether is so mean, even though you guys call us cicadas. Personally, I'm going to say for my team, we're going to start calling them goofies. The Goof Troop Brigade. I think that's more fitting, you know. It's just so goofy. They even right now the whole prompt isn't about them. Me personally, I didn't go into a single South African over there whipping the heck out of other Pan Africans panels because I don't care. Like I was like, dang, that's mean. You guys pull out your belts and just whip them. Like I'm like, that's some hardcore stuff, right? But we're xenophobic, right? And these people aren't even in positions of power. You're just mad because I guess they come over there and they're entrepreneurs. I don't know, and I don't care. So you haven't seen many FBAs in those panels, but yet you're over here and we're talking about who we can trust in our community. I feel like we were having a conversation. I'm gonna land in like 30 seconds, you know, about hey, we're over here joking with the Atlanteans. Shout out to King on top. He's a monocle guy, copper colored, and you know, I like copper too. Like I'm like, all right, yeah, you put your water outside, put a diamond on top or whatever. That's who I want to talk to about, right? I don't want to I would rather talk to an American Indian about like how freaking you know, in the Grand Canyon, it's a portal to freaking the fake, you know, Nile River. I would prefer to talk about that. What I don't want to talk about is someone like clicking and clacking, like, you know, the way we're all the same people. And what freaking reality do you think that we don't see your big fucking foreheads in your freaking language? The accent, the facial features, and also the way that you guys eat with your hands and are rude, just so rude and loud. That's what we don't relate to. Respectfully, whatever. And yeah, I land there for a second.
Let's get this live up to
What
100K
I'm
likes. It's
saying is that
240 of y'all up in here. We should absolutely have more likes than this. It is very tacky that we have this little bitty likes. Double tap the screens. Y'all use your fingers for other things. Bars. You could get my mother up and live up, okay? Also, we have a gift goal at the top. Help us reach our gift goal. Make sure you send your heart me's. Follow me if you are not already following me, and follow anybody on the panel if you've enjoyed their commentary and what they've added to the panel. Go ahead, King. I know you
what
wanted
I
to go
will
next.
say.
No, I
Hold
just
on,
want to say.
Montana. Let King go, and then you can go after.
No, I just want to say, am I worthy now of a follow? Finally, after
You can.
I finally get a follow for real. You gonna follow me back? Oh shit! I'm about to run outside in Austin,
I didn't
man.
even say yes. You gotta stop putting me on the spot. I'll do it if and when I want to. It'll be a surprise.
You know what? I'm gonna keep praying to the good Lord. I'm gonna keep praying. All right. No, I'm mute up.
That's all you wanted to say? I thought you wanted to add something to what Deva. I don't know how to say. I'm trying.
I learned some new terms. Pan goofy. That's great. That shit is
You never
great.
heard that before? Dane Calloway says pan goofy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's great. I learned some things today. You know, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So yeah, I ain't got much to say.
This guy wants to come back up, you guys. I'm just gonna let him back up. It's been over 10 minutes since he was. Let's see what Nate has to say.
Hello. Yeah, me again.
Don't say anything inflammatory. Do not use any slurs, any ethnic slurs, and just don't say anything crazy. But go ahead since you want to come back up. What did you want to add?
I wanted to personally talk to Jasmine.
Oh Lord, you know Jasmine don't play no shit. She don't take no shit. Go on ahead.
Nah, because I know Jasmine got a little
I'm
bit of
being
disdain.
very nice today, but please be nice to me.
I know you have a little bit of like disdain for like Africans and stuff, you know. But like again, when you got like somebody like me, you know, from like the American like slaves and stuff like that, you know, you gotta feel like a little bit like different. You feel me? So it's like again, we family at the end of the day. So I think like we should just show one love. You feel me?
I'm so confused. Are
Yo,
you know, Nate's the guy who's Sierra Leonean
I'm
slash
Creole tribe.
Creole, and you name something else, Nigerian, and what else?
I'm not Nigerian. I'm straight
Was there
Sierra
a
Leone.
question in there that you had
Sierra
there?
Leonean? I don't know.
Were
Uh
you asking her
uh
a question? Because it sounded like you just made a statement.
nah. I was just trying to
You
like
gotta
like
mute.
get some like unity with like Jasmine. You know.
And this is what always happens. I'm going to ignore you, right? So don't ever mention my name again, unless you want me
Why
to
you
go
mad?
super hard.
You was talking crazy about Africans, and I'm African.
I'm gonna go super in
I
on
told you
you,
she
and
don't play that shit.
that is my only warning for you. Like I don't, because you're wasting my time. I thought
How
you
am
were
I wasting it?
Montana,
I want to
but
have a
Montana
conversation
was.
with you.
I don't talk to people who speak in cliques and clats because you're Sierra
You
Leonean
oh,
or whatever. In a
you know we
way,
speak
like you're
English,
not.
right?
It was me. I'm
I did
American.
think he would. Well, you are two things, though. You're bi-ethnic Montana.
Like,
I
No, the
see.
fuck I'm
wait, but
not. My
why you
four of
not
my
doing the
grandparents
accent
are
thing with
born
me
in
though?
America.
Yo,
What the
Jasmine,
fuck
why
are
you
you
not doing
talking
the
about?
accent thing with me? You know
Please
I'm
stop
African.
cussing so much on
Am
my
am
panel.
I in a twilight zone? Did Montana
Disrespecting me.
not say
I'm not
that he
no
was
pin
like?
nothing. My four grandparents are from here. Their grandparents are from here, and their great grandparents are from here. I'm from here. I've never been to Africa. I don't tribe that. I'm not even from the subcontinents like Jamaica, none of that shit. From the Caribbean, I'm not none of the. I'm not none of that. But the foundational American. Please do not confuse me with the rest of these goofies.
Buddy got,
Well,
buddy got mixed
maybe it
up to
was a
being
different
African and he
goofy.
lost
I
it.
know. Maybe, and sometimes people have similar like language. Like
one
I don't know if it
second.
was you, Montana. My apologies.
Okay, wait, I have a
Someone came
question.
up and said that they were half Haitian and half FBA. Though was that not you, Montana?
No, it was a guy named
Got
Derek that said he was
He
Oh,
said
Jamaican.
okay. My
he was half
apologies,
FBA
Montana.
and he was
I no
half
that
Jamaican.
I
And
no. I
you were the one
apologize.
verbatim. I
I
remember verbatim. You said all you need is one FBA parent. Yet you were trying to like call him like names and
You're
stuff. I remember that.
no. Because I thought he was you. You're the one that's
Well, I
Sierra
have American
Leonean.
lineage, so
All right.
tell me I
I
don't.
don't.
Jasmine,
Wait. So am I technically FBA? Like when you think about it, you guys got to realize the way y'all tap into your lineage, I'm tapping into my lineage as
excuse
well.
me. No, I'm just.
So if everybody can go and look up Creole tribe on Google right now and then tell me what I'm this yeah, right? Yeah.
No,
Yo,
Creole
no.
I'm like
tribe
the
is
first African
also
FBA. This shit is crazy. I just
no, that's
peeped.
bullshit. Because the Creole crop,
Miss
right, is one of the
Lovejoy.
five foundations, right, which came
Yo, they
from
saying these people are,
Somalia.
yo, y'all
Hold on,
gotta
press
realize,
pause.
look at
Let me
my
finish.
page. Look at
Let me
my
tell you
page.
who.
I'm the
Let me
one
tell
that
you.
be
Let me
posting,
tell you who
bro. The
Somalis
FBA
Stop
are,
be in
man.
my
talking over
comments.
each other. Just one mic. Let
Let me tell. Let
Montana
me tell you.
land.
Let
Okay,
me
okay.
tell you who Somalis are, bro, which is the Cherokee Nation, which they kicked all of the black people out, which is why there's a, if you actually do your research on America, you notice that they're starting to kick the people off of the tribal lands because they aren't actually who they say they are, sir. Somalis are the Cherokee people that they're passing off for Cherokee. So press pause and watch what you say, because you're not from here, player.
Wait, so you telling me my people's history is fake?
History is
I
just
don't
as fake as the
care about
Jews
your
are.
people's history. I'm so tired of y'all letting
Wait,
y'all
wait. So if
funky
I'm
asses
FB,
over
wait, so you
here
don't care about
centering
other Black
yourselves.
Americans? Wait,
Shut up. I don't care. You're
isn't
not
this whole
us.
FBA thing about the descendants of like slaves though?
Bro, you are from Sierra Leone. Like, have some
Oh
ethnic
yeah, y'all really
pride.
met an immovable force with me. This shit is
Have some
crazy.
ethnic pride. It's
That
aggravating.
right, the FBA's be in my comments. I ain't know y'all existed,
Who
bro.
is in your comment? You're over
Y'all ain't,
here on my panel.
y'all ain't because y'all
You're
made
over here on my
now
panel.
it's in
Nobody
my
sent for
algorithm.
you.
Y'all ain't
Nobody's
making
talking about Africans. You literally came and censored yourself,
yo
bro.
yeah.
Nobody said anything about
I
Africans. You're bugging.
okay
You
wait.
done
But like
flew
I'm
over the
allowed to
cuckoo's
speak.
nest.
I'm
Nobody
allowed
was
to
saying
speak on
anything about
FBA, right?
Africans. One person made one comment about the Nigerian woman being called the N-word, and you just harped on it and leached on it because you said, yes, I got something that I could latch
No,
on
actually,
to and talk about. Like,
I was
you
actually in
gotta
the live
stop.
night.
It's aggravating, y'all. It's annoying. Every time I have a panel, I could be talking about getting my coochie waxed in an African. They're waxing your African coochie. They're waxing it. You know your coochie African. The wax is from the shea butter and the tree of life over in the Africa. The coochie, the root.
Somebody
Like,
said
come
you
shut
African,
up.
imagine Africa. Why do y'all think I don't love being Sierra Leone? It rolls off
Golly.
the tongue too smooth. I'm just saying I have Black
Ugh.
American lineage. Why can't I acknowledge that?
Oh.
Well, no, why can't I acknowledge that? Why are you
Um,
allowed to
You
obsess over
disgracing the
lineage, but I'm not?
Nate,
conversation.
Nobody
You
is
get the
talking about you. Who's
disgrace.
obsessing over
Nah,
one
real
you?
shit
second,
though.
one
Real shit
Y'all
though.
second.
done flew over the cuckoo's nest. It's literally
You
giving
just
them.
Somebody said Nate
disgraced
getting
us
cooked.
in
I
the
am not,
same
bro. Who is
conversation.
getting cooked? You
Yo,
just
Nate,
slapping me. I'm
yo,
literally
yo,
holding it.
can we
They
someone
can't
else
dispute
speak
my
now?
Black American lineage.
Please.
Oh my God. You're obsessed. Deva,
Have a
go
lineage then.
ahead, Deva. Hold up, Montana. Go ahead, Deva.
Yes, yes.
Beautiful African.
So I just want to say, Goddess Love Jones, Miss Jasmine. I followed Jasmine a long time ago because she was speaking on some stuff that some historic stuff. It wasn't about the Americas or anything like that, right? I followed her because she was a beautiful content creator, and we are all black content creators, and you guys are doing history, and I think that's beautiful. I think if we could come together and understand each other, I'm not saying I need to be American, you need to be Caribbean. I it's annexed. It's we're not Caribbean. We're separate, whatever you guys want to call it. But we can have unity. We could still speak with each other. We don't have to laugh at each other, say these guys are clowns, or make fun jokes about each other. We are still just like Martin Luther King or Marcus Garvey said, we are one people, right? We are trying to come together
No,
for a
no,
bigger
King. Let him
purpose.
finish.
We are trying
No.
to come together for a bigger purpose. One finger can be broken, but a fist cannot. So please, guys, even though we're talking about something that is touchy, can we put love first and each other first?
No.
Meaning that,
No,
yeah,
King,
not
King. Before he
not
said
at the
that,
end of the
no,
day.
hold
No,
on,
no,
I
but
want, I
King.
want
before
her
we
to.
leave,
One
King
wait a
mic.
and
One
second.
mic.
Montana. I'm not.
One
One
last thing.
mic.
It's I was a
One
woman. I
last
started
thing.
speaking at
One last
no.
thing.
Okay, go
Deva,
ahead,
let
Wait.
him
Deva.
land.
Bye.
One 10 seconds. 10 seconds. When we leave, it should be okay. We disagreed, and okay, this is fact. This is fiction. That's it. We're not supposed to be leaving here with chest all puffed up. All of that. None of that.
You
Right.
don't want us to
So
feel a sense of pride? I
love
mean,
and
so
light, and
Let
just
him. Okay, now
I
let me
just
say
want.
something. Hold
I'll
on.
be here, but I'm just This is
Yeah.
my last thing. This
Okay,
is my
let me
last
say
thing.
something. First of all,
Yeah.
Marcus Garvey literally exactly was against us. He was working with the Triple K. Second of all, why is it that you don't go to your Jamaican brethren and tell them to stop with all of the shit talk and all of the things that has been happening? There's a man in office right now, Donald. What's his name, y'all? Donald Gaines. Byron Donalds, that's
Go
Jamaican
check
and
my page. Go check
that's
Byron
my page
Jamaican and
Donalds.
after
Byron
this.
Panamanian.
Donalds. Yeah.
That's Jamaican and Panamanian, and he got up there and said multiple times that Black Americans do not deserve reparations. There is a Jamaican man, I cannot think of his name. He wrote 2 books on why Black Americans do not deserve reparations. It is also on my page. You can check my content. He wrote 2 books saying that our reparations was the civil rights movement, which
Yes.
everybody is literally being able to bite off of. Jamaicans are literally actively out there speaking against us getting restorative justice. I don't care if we never get it. The fact that they are your people, and I don't care. I don't want to say, oh, that's just one person. These are people with influence. These are people with clout. These are people in positions of power and authority that can get on platforms and speak to millions of people. And they are from your lineage. So to come over here and continuously beat us over the head with unity, we need to be unified.
The
When they
biggest
are literally,
person,
your people are getting into positions of power and
none of the
undermining us and
persons
talking
you
about
speak
what we don't
about.
deserve. When y'all are fighting for CARICOM, you all
Who's
are fighting
bigger
for
than Bob
reparations.
Marley that says unity for
You know
all?
what? You got me fucked up because you're not listening to you're listening to respond. You're not receiving anything that I'm saying.
I'm saying those 2
You're
people
not
are
even
not
listening
even
to what
as
I'm
big as
saying.
one Bob
Look at you.
Marley.
Bob Marley was
He
passed away
needs
in the
to mute
70s.
himself.
You know what? I cannot. It's above me now. We got Carl, you came back on the panel. Go ahead, Carl. Go for it.
I love
Have a good night,
how
guys. Thank you.
I love how they come on here and are going to
Ugh.
talk about love and unity, and then the same folks that say that come in there undermining us, saying we ain't got no culture, calling us slave babies, and everything else, and saying we're asking for a handout, or we're like the YT supremacists because we want to recognize our own heritage and our ancestors. And we recognize Jamaicans and Caribbeans whose history is the same timeline as ours. Well, why can't they recognize ours? That's love. Love is acknowledging people and seeing people and respecting them and respecting their culture. Love is not coming in and disrespecting people and then asking for a hug. I'm a land.
I
Not
got a
asking for a hug.
question.
Okay, hold on. We got a new person on the panel. Thank you, CJ. Yes, we have a gift. Go help us reach it and help us get to 100K likes. We should already be there. There's 246 of you guys up in here right now. There's no reason why we don't have 100K. Help us get there. Okay, one Blake. Can I have your ethnicity? Then I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to speak on the prompt.
Yo, it's me. The same Blake with the Drewski picture.
Okay.
But
All right,
yeah,
FBA Blake.
FBA Blake, yeah, FBA
Okay.
Blake,
All
okay.
right, go ahead.
Yeah, so I just want to say, how can we trust, they say, how can we trust the FBAs that are within our space? It kind of shows, just like that gentleman who was just recently up here, and he was like, I guess his dad was foundational Black American, but his mom was from Africa or something like that. The simple fact is they try to infiltrate our spaces and they try to speak up for us on occasions when they have no business speaking up for us. So there really is no trust that can be built with them. That's thing number one. Thing number two, the fact of what's going on in South Africa right now, and they are completely silent on it. Like, everyone from the African diaspora have been completely quiet on it. Like, they're not speaking up saying, hey, this is wrong, or why aren't y'all going after the Chinese? Because I just seen a Chinese man up there talking about we're tired of seeing these foreigners come into our country. So the fact of the matter is we just can't trust any of them specifically. As for the foundational Black Americans that are within our space, how can we trust those those who are on code, who are speaking on the points, those who are speaking on the lineage, who are protecting the lineage, protecting the culture, not allowing our women to be continuously disrespected. That man out there in Texas or wherever he is driving around saying the N-word, he should be having a whole lot of smoke up his ass right now from the Black community, those who claim to be YNs and who claim to be Crips and claim to be Bloods and claim to they should have been and handled that. So those are the people we know we can't trust because though they're not handling business like they should be. And I'll land with that.
Okay. Who else? Well, Derek came back up here. He's not new, but did you have something you wanted to add, Derek?
Yeah. Do you guys feel like we could be potentially ruining trust by, like, if we delineate too much? Like, because we should, try to, I feel like the black community is strong when it's everyone working together. So do you think dividing could hurt us in the long run?
Can you tell me an example of when the black community, everyone has collectively worked together? Tell me an example.
Yeah, it never, I mean, obviously everyone's on the same page, but I feel like the recent years has gotten way worse.
No, but tell me, I need you to tell me, when has other people, let's just speak plainly about the ones that migrated to the United States of America. When has immigrants of my same hue of complexion that migrated to the United States of America done anything for Black Americans to show alliance, allegiance, and camaraderie? Go.
I would say Obama and Kamala Harris did.
Obama did
The
not do
worst.
anything for the Black American community. He actually put on the LGBTQIA plus community and gave them more rights. And now we have men in the women's bathrooms. Kamala Harris literally is on video saying, I'm not going to do anything for just Black people. No, she put Black people in jail. She locked up Black mothers because of truancy issues with their children, or because they had to work and some parents couldn't get their children to school on time. So what the hell?
But look how much worse it is now with Trump.
No. It's not worse for Black Americans now under Trump. It is worse for immigrants, but not Black Americans. And also, when she was a part of the Biden administration as the vice president, what they did was give the Asians a Stop Asian HATE crime bill. Black Americans have literally been lynched in this country. One of us just got lynched last year. We don't have that, but they gave it to the Asians. So what the hell has Barack Obama
they didn't do away with DEI. They supported DEI, which helps us Black Americans.
Oh my goodness. First of all, the biggest people that benefited from DEI was white women.
Facts.
But we benefited too.
That's a goddamn fat phase on lie. We still had to work 10 times harder than anyone else.
That's true.
To get any position. White women benefited from DEI. And you know who helped to dismantle it? Asian Americans, who was centered by the Biden-Harris administration. That's who did that. So next.
I got a question, Ms. Love Jones.
Go ahead.
My question for anybody, this can go for anybody. Say if Black Americans today all came together and said, okay, we give up. We just gonna call ourselves Africans. If we was to do that, what are the beneficial factors that we get for doing that? Anybody can answer that.
Wait, just African or African American?
They would literally go back to
hold on, wait. Let me specify what I'm saying. I'm saying everybody keep wanting us to call ourselves Africans. Now I said if we came together and did what you said, what beneficial factors?
It benefits them. It benefits them. It's always benefited them. That's why they're crashing out so hard.
Mm-hmm. But I want to hear. I want to hear from them.
Yeah, it would literally go no benefits, and it would literally go back to the way it was. So they would see we're asleep again, so they would completely fucking ignore us.
I know from FBA. This is not for FBA. This is only people that want us to come up. I already know how we talk. But I'm talking about
He's a copper guy. Stop it.
If you try and talk about like me or like another African in the panel, I'm not forcing you to like call like yourself African, but like my thing is this: when FBAs get up here and talk about how we have no connection to Africa at all, and then you see my history as a Creole tribe member, my history is literally African slaves taken on the slave ship to the Americas, and then went back, fought for the British in the war, and then went back to Sierra Leone. And our capital is called Freetown for the freed American slaves. Like, this is just real world. This is real world stuff.
But
So
you're still
like
not
it's a
answering my
contradiction there.
question,
It's a
though. You're not
contradiction
answering
there.
my question. I said, what benefits would we get if we was to call ourselves African?
I don't know. Maybe you might get some citizenships.
And
Shit.
that's my point.
Citizenships to
Hold on,
Africa. What would a
let
citizenship
me
be?
tell them why I'm saying that, because
Yeah.
everything that we ever did, we did on our own. We really didn't need anybody else. For every Malcolm X, there were 500 people, Black Americans, that was behind them pushing Malcolm X. So every time somebody brings up one name, it's always a lineage of people grooming them and putting them in positions in order to move for the whole community. So when people start bringing up these one names, these one-offs, we can't hold that to the whole community of Africa. You get what I'm saying? So the reason I'm saying that, we really don't need anybody to help us because we know how to help us, basically. And then I don't like putting my stuff online, but my lineage predates slavery, and I have evident facts in order to prove that. So just by myself, kind of undo the whole slave trade thing.
Oh
You
wait.
get what I'm
Okay.
saying?
So
Go
do you
ahead.
believe in the slave trade?
All right, I'll mute.
Yeah, I believe it. No, yes, I believe that it happened.
Okay.
But
I
what I'm saying, all of us didn't come from there, is what I'm saying. Y'all want to just lump all of us, like, okay, if you got black skin, everybody came from there. Not forgetting the whole fact that the very natives that you're talking about that was here first all came from Africa too. You get what I'm saying?
Jay, can I ask you this?
Nah,
Go ahead.
I'm
slave
I
gonna.
trade
feel
shit
you.
never
That
happened.
makes
No,
sense.
Jay,
That makes
Nate.
sense.
It makes sense to me too, right? But I also want to understand, and I think like just to bring it back, because whenever I go into someone's space, right, you have to also kind of read the room. On social media and especially on TikTok, we have these prompts that are up, and they kind of flows, and we've been flowing all over the place. Somehow we're talking about we've gone to the coppers, we've gone to people with their accents, and I'm just looking at this prompt again. And not to say that it didn't flow perfectly. I kind of like the way that it flowed, right? But it's like, can you guys read? Like, how can you tell who to trust in the FBA space? Because we have one copper colored American Indian on top, Atlantean. I don't know what 18's about. Jay just came up here talking about some Pan Goofy stuff. I don't know. D and Nate, I was kind of confusing with each other.
Wait, you talking
And
about the dude with American lineage
yeah, no, I'm just talking about how can you tell who to trust in the
in the
FBA
FBA? Because I'm
space.
not calling
But
myself
and
FBA,
no,
but it's
no, but no,
interesting.
hold on, no, Nate. But here's the thing: you're not FBA, but
He
you
literally was
inserted
calling himself
yourself.
that.
Yeah, but you inserted yourself into a prompt about the FBA space, and that was kind of my prompt. That was my point earlier when I saw these South Africans talking about getting all those different ethnic groups out of their country. I didn't go into that space because I didn't care because I'm not South African and there's xenophobia. I don't know. It's not my history, but it clearly says FBA, and here you are not being. You're like, I'm not FBA. A lot of people have been like, I'm not
Well,
FBA, and
if
here you
FBAs are
are.
in my comment section
No, hold no. I'm no.
Oh
consistently,
my
like
God.
God, you don't get it. I'm
I
like, can
speak
I
on who
say?
speaks on me.
How can you tell who to trust in the FBA space? So you inserted yourself over here, Goofy, and now you're talking about centering
Are you
yourself,
even
and we don't
FBA? I'm about
care.
to lineage check you now
I
that I'm
am.
looking at you. I'm
Okay. Please, check me. I hope you do it. I hope you do it.
like, nah, I'm
Hey,
Go,
Jasmine
scared.
no,
Queen.
no,
Hey,
no, no.
Jasmine
Go,
Queen.
no. They
Cause
even the Africans knows
Jasmine.
that I'm
somebody gonna look at me
FBA.
and say I
Please
look
go do
FBA.
it. Go
Jasmine.
lineage check me. Let's freaking go.
Queen Jasmine, real quick.
I'm playing
I
with you,
just,
shorty.
real
Nah,
quick,
you
I
big
just went,
FBA. You big
real
FBA.
quick, I just went to go look at your profile and I went to go look at your comments, and your comments are empty. No one's in your comments. So what are you talking about, sir?
You talking about my most recent, bro? You just want to, but you mad at? I was all right.
Yo,
My fault. I
Love
was gonna
Jones,
say
real
something
quick.
crazy. I
I
just
gotta
had to remove
drop,
myself.
but y'all
You
have a
talking
good
about my
night. All
most
right.
recent?
All
Okay,
Good
right.
night,
whatever,
y'all.
whatever. I'm
Good
not even gonna
night, my
entertain
All
that.
right.
friend,
Good night,
Atlantean
Jasmine.
Copper
Good night,
guy.
y'all.
You should be removed and blocked. I'm not removed and blocked for they see a educated like young. I was going like cuss again. They see an educated young man. You feel me? He just sitting there
I don't
speaking his
think
mind, speaking his
anybody
truth.
said that, but at
You
the
know,
end of the day,
he just speaking his mind, speaking his truth. And I mean, nope. I mean,
it
as
says
long
you
as
don't
people
have
here
no
aren't
comments.
denying the
So why
slave
you
trade,
keep wait?
as
Why
long
do
as
you keep
FB,
wait? Why do you keep getting up here saying FBA is in your comments when they say you have absolutely nobody? It's giving crickets in your comments.
he's talking
It's
about
giving
some of my most recent videos I
tumbleweed
just
in your
posted a couple
comment
hours ago.
section.
Yeah. I have FBAs in my comments consistently. Like I could like refresh my page right now. All right, you could go do a deep search. Your free promo. I'll take it.
What, a deep search? So you mean people got to go 10 videos back to see
I have no
somebody in your
niche. That's
comment?
why I'm saying I have no niche yet. FBAs be like, oh, you
Wait,
heard
no. If you
that I
can't,
post anything.
how many videos do he got?
Now,
His latest 3 to 5
you acting like
videos.
you can't look at my
His
videos.
latest 3 to 5 videos got
I'm
FBAs up
not
in there.
looking
Have
at your
you?
Nope.
stuff.
Nope.
No, not even in the latest 3 to 5 videos.
I don't talk about
So
FBAs like
get
that, but
your
they
ass
speak on
out of
me.
here talking about they up in my comments. That's
They
why.
be up in my. They're still up. You
You
don't
know
know how
how
the algorithm
sometimes
works, shorty.
Twitter will hide the comments, like they'll block the. Can't even got those. Can't even got that.
You sound mad sassy right now. I
Oh
literally,
my
I'm looking at it. I'm
god!
looking at my page right now. Yeah, I do. I see y'all in
You
comments
just
crying.
asked
Y'all are
me if
telling
I
me, "Oh
know.
my gosh, you're not black. You're not
You
black.
just
You're
asked
African.
me if
Go
I
back to your
know.
country,
You
tether."
talk too
Where do
much.
you think I'm getting all these
Shut
things from?
up, bro. He just asked me if I know how the algorithm works.
Very goofy to me. I like that's why I wasn't trying
Do
to
I
take
know
it
how the
serious.
algorithm works? You so popping and you so lit. Well, I literally have you checked my page? I
I'm
have
trying to get
videos.
like you.
I have videos that have over 1 million views and
So do
100,000 likes.
I.
So why
We
would you
both
sit up
got
here and
motion.
ask me if I know how the algorithm works? Are you trying to play with me right now? Like, what are we doing?
We both got motion. Nah, but
Nate,
okay. All
Nate,
right. No.
Nate.
Real though. Nah, like as far as me though, as long as y'all ain't denying like the transatlantic slave trade is like, as long as y'all ain't denying that, y'all good with me. Because at that point, y'all denying my people's history, and that's like,
Your peoples are in Sierra Leone.
like I have
Your
ancestors in
people,
America.
yeah,
Yes.
you don't have no ancestors in America.
How you gonna tell? How
You
you
don't
gonna
have
tell?
no ancestors
That's
in
like
America.
that's lying on history at that
Get
rate.
out of here. At the end of
That's
the day, if you want to believe that or however many millions of us
it's not
was
that deep.
shipped over here,
Oh,
once
so
they got
wait.
over here, whoever came, I don't care if it was 2 Africans that came. That lineage, that tie to Africa has been cut over the past fucking 500 years. Stop being delusional. You don't have no connection to
Wait, hold
anybody that was
up. So
alive
people can
500
brag
years
about
ago.
their people being here since the so and so. So you're
Yes, that's not 500 whole fucking
no.
years
Oh
ago.
wait, I just caught another contradiction.
What
I
are
ain't
you
gonna
talking
lie.
about? The goddamn country was established in what,
I just caught
1776?
another contradiction. So you're telling me that the ancestors
Bro,
that I had here in America, it doesn't
you
matter.
don't
But you can
have
also brag
ancestors
how.
here in
But
America.
you can brag about how you've been
Your
had ancestors in the
ancestors are
1400s and longer
buried in
and
Sierra
predated
Leone, bro. You don't
and
have
predated.
ancestors in America. Whoever came over here has no connection or no tie to
No,
you.
you don't know how the lineage works. You don't know how
You
the
Yeah,
don't know
lineage works.
what
that's
you're
it.
talking about,
Not
bro.
So
not everybody would go
this is
over
the.
there,
Let me
bro.
just give the history lesson. The Sierra Leoneans, the Creole people, are African Americans who fought
Oh,
for the
I
British
can't
in
do
the
it
war.
anymore. Good night, Love Jones.
What?
Good
Like
night,
why?
Love Jones.
Why
I
y'all?
Good
Not,
night,
can't.
Jones.
yo, thank you,
Like,
Derek. Thank you, Derek. No, I don't get this, bro.
Kind of
Because
take
how
a
can they be
break
But
of
there,
it's
such a
Derek.
true
lineage?
because these are people. So they were pretty much offered by the British to get freedom by
I'm tired
fighting
of
in the
this.
Revolutionary War. So they were African Americans, and they got relocated to Nova Scotia.
Oh my
If they
god.
fought
It's
in the
true. It's true.
Revolutionary War, which was
Bro, we
against the
are
Americans.
not
United
the
Yo,
States,
same
yo,
that does
yo,
not
people.
make
why
I'm
them
just
y'all
saying the
African
denying
history,
that?
Americans. I'm sorry,
Yo,
or Black
but they were
yo,
Foundation of
Black
Black Americans.
Americans.
I'm sorry.
They were.
We are
I'm about to
not
start
the
jacking off
same
FBA at this rate. Like,
people. All right, I'm dropping you because you're annoying me. We are not the same people. It is pathetic. You guys are showing low ethnic pride. We are not the same people. We are not. My ancestors are not your ancestors. My ancestors are not your ancestors. If 5 Africans came over here on a boat, those 5 Africans procreated with whoever they procreated with in the United States of America. They no longer have any attachment to anybody on that continent anymore. If me with my beautiful brown mocha complected ass moved to Japan in 2026 and I went over to Japan and I had a baby with another African, and that African had a baby with a Japanese person. That Japanese person had a baby with a goddamn German person, and so on and so forth. And 500 years went by. Those people, 500 years later, no longer have any ties to the United States of America. They're Japanese now. I don't know why y'all expect us to time travel and jump in the fucking hot tub time machine and go back all of these years ago when a lot of African countries were not even established until the 1900s. If a person can successfully get up here and say they're Nigerian and no one questions them, when Nigeria wasn't Nigeria until 1960, someone could get up here and say they're Cameroonian. Cameroonian wasn't Cameroon until 1957 or whatever. Ghana wasn't Ghana until, like, literally, if people can get up here and successfully say that they're from countries that are literally only barely 60 years old, then you need to shut the fuck up telling Black Americans that we have the same ancestors and that we are African. All them other people from them little baby ass African countries, y'all do not know exactly where your people were 500 years prior to it being established during the Berlin Conference. So shut the fuck up. We actually have paperwork that we can look back way more than you all have. So leave us alone. It's pathetic, and it's getting to a point. I'm trying to have patience, but y'all always come over here with that bullshit. And then when I say Africans are always censoring themselves, y'all swift, oh God, we just get up here talking about y'all out of nowhere. This panel had nothing to do with y'all, and I say it every time. Put a one in the chat if you heard me say it doesn't matter what we're talking about. Africans going to come and censor themselves. A Caribbean person did it too, but it's always Africans. I say this all the time. It don't matter what we talking about. Y'all always got to come into space and censor yourselves. And then when we do put a prompt and put Africans, I say, all y'all do is just talk about Africans. All y'all do is just talk about Africans. We're not even this was not even about y'all. And God damn it.
Can I say one thing, love?
Go ahead, Carl.
So it's funny to me because they used to try to say that Gullah Geechee was created from Sierra Leonean slaves, which was a complete lie. What happened was, after the Revolutionary War, a bunch of enslaved Black Americans, it wasn't even America at the time, enslaved Black people went and they fought on the British side, and they got taken to Nova Scotia, a bunch of places. And they established Freetown and Sierra Leone. That was 1787. That many moons ago. They are not related to us, right? And all of their family, they went over there, right? So it's funny to me how on one side y'all say we're your descendants, and then when we find out the true history that no, Creole is a mixture of Jamaican and Gullah Geechee, not the other way around. You'll still look on Wikipedia and it'll say Gullah Geechee comes from Sierra Leone. It does not. Sierra Leone and Creole comes from Gullah Geechee. So it's crazy how they flip it around and want to be fair weather cousins
I
when
don't think
it's
that's
convenient.
I don't think that's true. So it's the Mende people from Sierra Leone that are the Gullah Geechee, but the Creoles are
No,
after. Yes, that is true. The
it's not
Creoles are
true.
after. It is. It's the Mende and the Temne people who are the Gullah Geechee,
It's not
and
at
they've done
all.
this because
Gullah
they've
Geechee went over. Some Gullah Geechee went with Britain over and founded Freetown alongside some Jamaicans and other islanders.
right.
That's how Freetown and Sierra Leone was founded. Now, now you tell me how they got to South Carolina and North Carolina.
But that's
When did
because
that
that's
happen?
from
Because
the
it's not on
slave
the slave
trade.
manifest. It's not
Yeah,
on the
that's from
slave manifest.
the slave trade.
When? And we have slave manifests. We
The
can see
slave
where the
trade
slaves
started
came
in
from.
the
None of them came from
1600s and
Sierra
peaked.
Leone.
It started in the 1600s and peaked in the 1700s.
1787 was when Sierra Leone was founded. That's when you had 100 years left for slavery. The slave manifest from that time, clear and written down. None from Sierra Leone went into the area. Also, Gullah Geechee predates that time. So when did they have the time to come in and invent that?
But even
When
if it
did
was
they?
established in 17, slavery was started in the 1600s. That's when they were
So
coming.
so if Sierra Leone didn't exist at that time,
Yeah,
and
yeah, that's true. The country of Sierra Leone,
no
the
slaves
country
came
of
from
Sierra
the
Leone didn't
area that
exist,
became Sierra Leone
but people lived
into
there were
that area.
The Mende
If
and
they
the
didn't
Temne.
come to that area, if they did not come from that area to that area by slave manifest, you tell me how they got there.
I'm saying they did come by slavery.
Well, prove it. Show me the slave manifest. In the slave manifest, it says, see, they did not come from there.
But they did. They have that. What's that island? Bunt Island. That's
You
where the
making
slave
stuff
ship.
up. You're making
No,
stuff up.
Bunt Island is a
It's in
place.
black and white.
All of those coastal cities in Africa have the slave
So
dungeons
you're
and
just
stuff.
saying all the coastal cities, you're just saying because all of them exported up to 12 million slaves, of which only
Mhm.
388,000 came to the United States.
Mhm.
So you're trying to tell me just because they exported slaves, that even though we have slave manifests for the areas that other South, like Charleston, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, clear documentation of Africans imported and natives exported out of those ports. It's written down. So you want to tell me that your feelings about because there is some slave ports outdoes the documentation we have?
No, it doesn't outdo it, but they work in conjunction. You
How?
know,
Make it make sense.
because there is some documentation and there's also some historical
Where?
like
What is the
landmarks.
documentation so I can look it up?
So I'm saying the documentation that you mentioned, yes, that is true. But there's
Slave manifest. It's a
yes,
recording of where the slaves came from that were imported and exported from the Americas.
yes, I'm
Any other
saying that's
documentation should either disprove that or be additive to that. So what one thing you could show that would disprove my side is you can show when people that came from the area that would later become Sierra Leone were imported to the area before Gullah Geechee was created. If you can show me that, then I'll agree with you, but you can't show me that. But I can show you where the Gullah Geechee and the Jamaicans and the Caribbean folks went over and founded Freetown and just happened to have remnants of their language in Creole. So it's not a two-way street. You want to have your cake and eat it too when the facts only support one side. And I'm gonna land on it.
that's not necessarily true because again, those countries weren't established and they were just tribes. So I'm saying they took Mende people who lived in what we call Sierra Leone. They took Temne. So it's not like they said, okay, it's not like they're immigrants from Nigeria with like a passport. They're just it's buying and selling of humans, and those humans came from the tribes which are located in
So what
Sierra
do you
Leone.
think these slave manifests document?
They're documenting the human capital as cargo.
No,
That's
they
why we get
document
some
the
of these last
ports
names,
and the
Brown,
tribes.
Green.
They document the ports and the tribes that they come from. That's what the slave manifests document. I didn't say they had Sierra Leone birth certificates. They don't have those now.
All right, y'all. Let's let Koya speak. Hello.
Hey, thank you for having me on.
Yeah.
I'm hearing this conversation about the Gullah Geechees, and I'm just sitting here baffled. Derek, you don't know what you're talking about at all. When it comes to the Gullah Geechees, you don't know. Because I can obviously tell. I wouldn't trust what he's saying at all. He doesn't know the history, like at all, because the Gullah Geechees, first off, they're not the same, right? At all. It's two different histories, two different territories that been controlled in the U.S. Like, it's not. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some people have yet to deconstruct the American education system. They don't challenge anything. They don't think about anything. They don't critically think about what are alternatives out there, right? They taught us that Christopher Columbus founded the United States of America, right? They said that at first, and that he was just such this great guy, and they had a whole picnic, and they just, were merry and happy with the Native Americans. Until we learned later on that all that was lies. We learned that George Washington had wooden teeth until we found out he really had enslaved people teeth in his mouth, right? We learned all these different things that they taught us. However, it's a lot of people that don't take the time to really deconstruct and sit down and really look at what's going on, right? I'm gonna tell you something right now. The Gullah people, they said they always been indigenous to America. The Geechees, I don't know what's going on. They got a different history. I'm gonna leave them alone. Some of them talk a little differently about their lineage, and plus two, they got indoctrinated with that damn African stuff. However, some people, I'm not going to sit here and deny them, they got different histories. Every Black American has a different history in the United States of America. We're not all these one same. We have
Thank you.
different lineages. And there's nothing wrong with having a different lineage. But you're not going to use one group of the Geechees because of what they said to put a blanket statement on all Black Americans as if all of that is my history. That is not. We're not all of African descent. And I'm going to tell you something else too. Some people, they have low ethnic pride. Stop trying to make everybody African. It's nothing wrong with being from Sierra Leone. There's nothing wrong with being from where you are. Have that pride, but you don't need to put that on others to make yourself feel better. Realize that just the same way y'all don't group in the Creoles, y'all don't call the Creoles African, y'all don't do none of that stuff because you know they're not. It's the same thing with Black Americans. We've been in the United States for so long. We done mixed up with our own selves. We created ethnogenesis. It does happen. We're not African. I don't do any African customs. I don't do any African clothing. I don't do any African anything. I don't know that. That's not my heritage. That's not my lineage. But there's nothing wrong with you guys if you are African to carry that lineage on. Be proud of it. But stop trying to put that over everybody else.
Okay. Can we have the next person in the D? Can I have your ethnicity? And then I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to speak on the prompt. And let's get this up to 100K. We almost there, guys. In the D. All right, I sent you in the details. Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't even know how I even got on here. I'm just listening.
Oh, all right. I'll disconnect you. Good night.
Thank you.
All right, so we can open it for a little bit longer, and then we're gonna get into final thoughts. So, does anybody want to chime in? Then we about to get out of here. It's almost 2:30. Go ahead, Derek.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say to the young lady, yeah, you're right. We do all have different lineages and different heritages. But I guess, so like you said, maybe those people from the Carolinas, you said they're indoctrinated into the African whatever mindset. But again, just from my research, it's been congruent with what the history has shown. Like from the testing, the language, even those tribes have sung the same songs that were found in, parts of Sierra Leone today. And I don't think it's a bad thing if we have heritage there.
You didn't get what I just said. You literally glossed over it. I just told you and educated you and said that Gullah and Geechees are not the same.
Yes,
right?
I know. Yes.
I just said that. I said that everybody has a different lineage. Everybody has different things that they're doing, right? We know that some people came here off of this damn a couple Africans came up. We know that, right? So if they want to represent and be that couple Africans, that's perfectly fine if they want to claim that. But we're not going to say that that represents Gullah and Geechee, right? That's why I had to correct that information.
Say that. I just know, I guess from what I've seen, it's common with that group, but obviously not everyone will have the same history.
I'm just letting you know because it's a lot of misinformation. That's all I'm telling you, because I'm listening to you and you're looping them together. So that's why I'm having to come up here and correct you. I'm not Gullah or Geechee, but I'm letting you know because I've talked to other Gullah and Geechees that are on this platform, and they have clearly said we always been here in the United States. We did not come from Africa. However, you have the other side that some of these Geechees that do rock that Africa, and that's their own right. They can do that.
Right. And that's my thing. Like, look, if I did research and it came back I was native, I wouldn't care. I would be happy. But just from what I've seen and stuff like that, I just haven't seen enough evidence to support that claim. Like all the evidence I've seen has supported the history that we've mostly been taught, that we are from African descent, the slave trade, etc. So that's where I just feel like I don't know, I don't see why it's not.
Okay, guys, let's hold on, boo. Let's get to Butterfly, and then y'all could talk again, and then we're gonna do final thoughts. Hello, Butterfly.
Hey, Love Jones. How are you?
I'm good. Let me go ahead and give you 3 minutes. Go ahead, boo.
I was tapping first off, and I don't know how I tapped the request button, but I'm up there. I was just tapping
All right. Well, I'm gonna
and
let you
rubbing
go.
my head, but I'm gonna give it a little
Oh,
of
okay. All
my
right.
talk.
Go ahead, because we about to get out of here anyways.
I know, right? I'm like, how did I get up here? And I'm just tapping.
I guess it was meant to be.
Okay, but how can you tell who to trust in the FBA space? Um, I guess we gotta go off discernment these days.
Mm-hmm.
we we had to have that faith, the faith the size of a mustard seed these days, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to speak on nothing like a part of our lineage because that's our lineage, but I don't know how can we trust one another in the lineage, but I do have this to say in regards of the lineage is that like family business, this is one thing that was big with a lot of FBAs. When I was young and I know a lot of our parents was raised this way and their parents was raised this way. Family business should stay family business in house. And I just feel like when we do have issues amongst one another, I mean, this is something I do even with my own personal family. I'll just disappear for a while because sometimes you need to take a second away from things and come back. I'm a firm believer in absence to make a heart grow fonder. So I just think it's a lot of pressure going on out here with what's going on in society, what's going on in politics, and what's going on in our personal lives, and it's over, overriding in other spaces. And I just hope that we can get back on one accord, and we actually not get back on one accord because we are the lineage. I hope that we can learn to set our differences aside and come back together, because what matters right now today is the lineage and us constantly putting our feet down on what we believe in and what's meant for us to have out here in the land that we belong in. Is it appropriate for FBAs to air each other? Absolutely not. Not. I think if we have our grievance with one another, we should air each other out in personal spaces. I mean, throw hands behind the scene, whatever the case may be. But don't get out here and give these people, bait to use against us, because they already trying to use us classify us as this group. And they're trying to put the HAT word, attach that to us. So no, I don't think it's okay, but I understand it took me some time to get to a place in life to where I had to learn how to walk away from differences and just let it be, and learn that I don't have to fight every battle that is set in front of me. Some battles can be untouched. And that comes with growth and wisdom. And so all of us are very intelligent on this app. I give that to us. Every last one of us are intelligent. We bring so much to the table, from our own lineage, from our own family, in our own research and all that. We put so much on the table. We have so much to offer one another to further, get each other away from that the African diaspora and all that. So with that, I'm just gonna land like I love everybody, and I just I don't care at this point. Like, get it off your chest and let's get back to the business. That's how I feel
That
at this
part.
point.
Thank you, CJ. Derek wrote in the comments, why are we so anti-African ancestry? And I just need to say that I feel like we've been saying it a million
Can I
different
say
ways.
something, Love Jones? I want to say something. I was on. I don't know if you be on FBA Red in
No. Mm-mm.
I was on FBA Red panel the other night, listening to them talk, and I had to go up. And it's crazy that I never knew this, and it kind of brought tears to my eyes about the Tuskegee Airmen. It was a guy named
Yes.
hold on real quick, let me double check.
The way they conducted experiments on
Oh
Black
no, it was
Americans.
this gentleman named John C. Robinson that come from America that was requested. He had a special request of him to come over there and help,
Thank you,
I'm
Tori.
trying to say it in the right way. His name John C. Robinson. He's a part of the Tuskegee Airmen. He's aviator, and he was requested by the ambassador of Ethiopia to come over there and help assist. And I'm not gonna say I don't want you guys to get the wrong information and say that he stopped Ethiopia from being colonized, but he was assisting in the attempt to stop Ethiopia from being colonized, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have a monument over in Ethiopia. And this gentleman was unalive in 1957, if I'm not mistaken. He was born in 1906. On his monument, it has Black American up there. So it's a country in on the continent of Africa. Ethiopia can identify that man from America as a Black American in that time frame. These people are literally playing in our face. They have this smack dab in the middle of Ethiopia, a monument with John C. Robinson's name on it, and it says Black American. I cannot make this up.
Wow.
So if Ethiopia, which is a part of Africa, know that we are Black Americans, they know too. They're playing in our face. So don't ask us why is it that we don't want to be a part of Africa when parts of Africa know that we are not a part of Africa. Stop playing these games. Like you guys said, it's a benefit that they want off us. We are benefits for them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's all. They're playing in our face. It's a game to them. It's a game. TPS is a game. Africa is the only continent on Earth that don't have TPS status. They benefit for everybody else out here when it comes down to TPS status. That's why they in Canada. That's why they over in Australia. That's why they over in Europe. They benefit from everybody else. They don't have TPS status. It's all about the benefit. It's all about what they try to shine us with. Oh, you guys are on subsidy. You guys are too when you're using TPS status as a part of
Their
government
whole
assistance.
countries be welfare queens. That's why I'll be like, girl, bye.
TPS status is a part of the government giveaway.
I am Lynette.
So with that being said, I'm gonna land. These people are crazy. They are crazy.
It really,
and they're playing in our face.
Honestly, it's just it's ridiculous at this point. And the fact that we're like being forced to claim Africa in any capacity, but no one else is very telling. If there's African ancestry up in there, some of us have European ancestry up there. Why are people not forcing us to claim European? You know what I mean? Like, why are people not forcing us to be fucking Irish or Dutch? Like, you don't see that. It's because it literally directly benefits people to say that they have something to do with Black Americans because we are lit up like a Christmas tree. And it would be nice if people would just admit that we've accomplished great feats. We're resilient. We are the most revolutionary group of Black people on planet Earth. We've literally tamed a wild beast, which is the fucking white man. And that's why they're able to migrate here successfully. And we're doing amazing for ourselves. They love to just compare their top to our bottom and say, oh, we come here and do better. No. How many of you all from your country is here? 500,000?
They
Take that
can't do better.
500,000 and compare it to our top 500,000.
They
And we'll see what's
can't. They
going
can't
on.
do better in Africa when Celeste didn't
Yeah,
even
that's
trust
so
his
true.
own. When Celeste didn't even trust his own Ethiopian constituents to protect him, he came to America and got an FBA, a foundational Black American, to come over there and help him protect him in his land in Ethiopia. You can't say you are the best of the crop. And they come on now, it's history. And they have the history that this is the crazy part that blew my mind the other night. That's their history. It's in their land. They have literally a monument of John C. Robinson over in Africa and Ethiopia. So that's their history. So to come over here and tell us we don't know our history when their history is teaching them that FBAs have came over there and saved them several times. And that they literally acknowledge us as Black Americans over in Africa. That's crazy for them to come over here to America and tell us that we're not FBA.
And what the host said, you were 1,000% correct, and I do not like when Africans do that when they try to compare, because the U.S. is very hard to get into. So they only let in the best and the brightest and like the most educated into America, especially from Africa. So it's not a apples to apples comparison. That's like if you take all the Black American Harvard level grads and go to Africa, and then they're super successful and say, well, you guys are all dumb, you're unsuccessful. It's biased and it's rooted in, I don't know, I don't want to say hate, but jealous. I don't know. I hate when they do that. So that was a great point you made.
Someone said, why did I drop them? You were never on the panel, and I'm about to get off here. It's 2:41 a.m., so I'm not adding anybody else up here. We're about to do final thoughts. We could start from the bottom up. Koya, you could go ahead and give your final thoughts.
So I'm gonna say my final thoughts. As far as your prompt on how can you tell who to trust in the FBA space, you really can't trust a lot of people. A lot of people are for themselves and they got their own motives and they'll sell out you real quick. As far as finishing out with this African conversation, I'm gonna be 100 with you and I'm gonna just speak for my damn self. Yes. I don't have any pride or see anything with Africa. Africans were slave traders and they didn't stop. They sold people for mirrors, a couple of pew-pews, and whatever little goods that they got or whatever. And the slave trade, it never stopped in Africa, especially with West Africans. That's the key word. It never stopped. You don't see Burna Boy. You don't see any of these African artists. They got all this money, got all these millionaires, but nobody's sitting here advocating for the stop of it, right? Okay? So I'm going to say that. Also, too, they use rituals before they sent people out from the tree, whatever, the forgetfulness from kicking them off the damn continent. Mm-hmm. Why would you want to align yourself? There is no honor with that. You got kicked off by other Africans and sent everywhere else around the damn world. And they knew exactly what they were doing because the Europeans had to come there and say, hey, you can stop trying to sell them, whatever. So, I mean, why am I going to align with that? There's no pride in that. But however, you can have pride in that. But to me, why am I about to kiss up to the continent when that is the history and they still treat other Africans badly and they still practice colonialism till this very day by having servants? That is not okay. And other Africans still oppress other Africans. And that is still a fact that we can say.
They do it to the children. In Nigeria, they call them house boys and house girls. They sell their children to each other to do domestic work, basically slavery. It's very, very sad.
But I want people to stop sitting here trying to push that on Black Americans. And there's nothing wrong with what I said, because it's the truth. Everything I said, I can say it, I can find it and factually check that. But like I said, leave Black Americans alone. We're Americans. We fought in every WAR in this country. We have a lot of pride in this country. And why am I going to look to Africa for pride? I don't have to do that. I'm Black American. There's so many people that I can sit here and tie myself back to. And also, too, if you have African lineage, you find pride in that. I'm gonna be honest with you. That stuff is annoying. I don't know what's wrong or what is going on with y'all. You need to talk to your parents and have a conversation with them about why you don't have pride. What's going on with y'all and stuff. Stop trying to force everybody else and Africanize them. There's nothing wrong with people having lineage and saying, I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud of my American ancestors. And I'm gonna end there.
Okay. Charlie Prince, are you even there? They probably sleep. Charlie Prince. Okay, they probably sleep. Derek, go ahead, give your final thoughts.
Okay. So yes, how can I tell who to trust in the FBA space? That's something that I'm still trying to learn because, again, some of this just the history stuff. I just haven't been able to find the same congruent facts, but I'm open to it. So if I find it, I'll embrace it and then trust them. And then for the African part, yes, there's too much contempt at times from some of the African immigrants who come here, but I don't want to generalize. And I think we'll be stronger together if is that possible? Who knows? But I think America is better. I feel like when we've embraced some Africans like Obama and some Jamaicans like Kamala, and then the Black Americans who built the foundation. So I think if we work together, the Black people, we're going to be unstoppable. So I just hope we can do that.
Can I ask you a question, Derek?
Yes,
I'm sorry.
of course.
Were we unstoppable a couple of years ago when Kamala was in office and Obama was in office when we trusted them?
In my honest opinion, Black
It's
American,
a yes or a no. Was we all unstoppable because we trusted an immigrant to come and run our country?
we were
Twice.
we were the
Were we
best.
unstoppable?
We were the best Black group in the world.
worry, because Love Jones just clearly state that Obama made rights. Every president that's been here since I've been here in my little 30 years, right? The 3 decades that I've been on Earth has made rights for every other nationality in America other than black people, right? They have made protective rights for everybody else. And then when you get the LGBTQ community, you get rights before us, protection rights before us, HATE crime rights before us. How can you sit and say we are better together when we're constantly being overlooked?
Because there's no better alternatives, unfortunately.
So
Like
the better is
I don't
it's
think there's better
okay.
alternatives in the Caribbean. I don't
So
think
it's
it's better in
okay for us
Africa.
to constantly be overlooked in our country.
No, it's not
And
good
you're
to be.
saying
It's not good to be
it's no
overlooked.
better alternative. You just sat here and said if we was to trust Kamala and Obama, which we did because they were in office, they did nothing for us. How are we good together when they were just here and they didn't do anything for us?
But what is the better alternative?
What the better alternatives of what we're doing right now, delineating,
It's
choosing
not
us.
better now.
That is better because
With
guess
Trump in
what?
office, it's getting worse. We have
We're
no
not in
DEI.
trouble, like she just said. With Trump in office, the light is being shined on immigrants, not Black Americans.
Hello.
So
That's true.
we're not a problem. See, we was the problem when we were all a monolith, right? When we accepted that monolith and we were all, hey, Pan African and we trust Obama, their black excellence and all that. They sugar honey iced tea in our face.
Yeah, but if
And
Trump
They
could do
sugar
us
honey
like the
iced tea
immigrants, he would.
in our face.
hold up, guys. During Obama's administration, police brutality toward Black Americans was at an all-time high.
At an all-time high.
Don't forget
At
that.
an all-time high. And he used my city, Chicago, as his coattail he walked on our backs to get to where he got from. And Chicago went through a whole lot. It was so many young boys unalived in Chicago under Obama. Do you remember the young boy who got unalived when he walked away from the police officer? But Obama was so Chicago. Did he speak up for that little boy?
That's been happening before
Did he
Obama
speak?
and
No.
after.
Did
You
he
can't
speak
blame
up
him
for
for
that
that.
boy? That was a little boy who lost his life. Did he speak up for that young boy? No, he didn't. But you're sitting here telling us that we would be better together when we were just together and nothing good happened. We're better apart, is what we're saying. And for you guys to constantly come into spaces that we have, and they're constantly creating for us
But
to
Trump
share
wants
our
us to
sentiments with one
divided.
another. Of course, we want to be divided because having y'all together with us, we
If
have
Trump could do us like he's doing the
Trump
Latinos,
ain't
he
did
would.
none of
That's what
us
you don't
wrong. He
understand.
did you guys wrong. Quit saying us. It's no French. It's no we. It's no us. He's doing you guys wrong, and that's y'all problem. It's like, why would you stay why would you stay in somebody's house when they don't want you there and they beating you upside the head with a pot? That's
Right,
crazy on your
but
behalf.
you think Trump is our
He's
helper,
not
but he's
helping.
not.
He's not helping.
Trump would do
He's
us
not
like the
helping
Latinos if he
he's not
could.
helping the immigrants. He's helping Black people.
No,
He's
he's
helping
not.
us. He's helping us choose to delineate. He's allowing us to. He's
We don't need
respecting.
Trump for that. We could
Trump is
delineate.
respecting
Delineating's
our
fine.
delineation. You're not respecting our delineation. Do you see the difference?
No,
You
I
and I have the
respect it. I'm
same.
not against
You and I have
delineation.
the same skin tone. Trump is respecting us delineate. Trump is respecting us say we want to be away from it. You're sitting here on this prompt, study pushing an agenda to say we will be better together. When we're choosing, we're making a choice that we don't want to be together with nobody but ourselves. This is the difference. Y'all don't respect us, yet you want to sit and say this man is prejudiced or racist. But he respects our boundaries and the people that look like us. This is why her question stands out. How can we tell who to trust in FBA spaces? We're telling you, and you're saying you're part of us in FBA space. We don't want to be a part of that no more. You're telling us forget our boundaries.
I'm not saying
But
that.
Trump is respecting our boundaries while everybody is simultaneously telling us he's a racist.
Yeah, but Trump is doing that
He's
for his own
respecting our
benefit.
boundaries.
He's
You're
doing
not
that.
respecting.
He's
You're
playing in our
study
face
rebutting it.
just to.
Can you respect our boundaries tonight and get off this app and accept that a lot of us are saying we don't want to be a monolith with the African diaspora anymore.
And I agree. It shouldn't be. We have our own culture.
Okay, so
and
that's it.
everything.
So we agree that they have not done anything for us, and having them with us has not helped us at all.
I don't agree with that. I think
So with that,
Obama's
we'll
helped, and I
land.
think
We have
Kamala's
helped.
helped.
What?
And
We have helped them.
Hold on, Butterfly. Can you tell us before we get out of here, before I give my final thoughts, what has Barack Obama and Kamala Harris done for Black Americans, solely Black American people? Go.
they didn't dismantle DEI.
No, not what they didn't do. What did they do? Because you keep saying over and over, like you're repeating this mantra, like you're trying to Jedi mind trick us. It's giving spells at this point.
Yeah.
What did they do to solely benefit and help with the progression of Black Americans without an immigrant background? Only us. Go.
Does the economy count? Because like we benefit from it.
Only us, not what everybody else benefit for. Asians got a anti-hate crime bill from Barack Obama, not Barack, from the Biden and Harris administration. LGBTQ got the right to get married in multiple states under Barack Obama. Transgenderism was, getting heavily pushed and them being able to go into women's sports and women's bathrooms. It started at the tail end of Barack Obama's administration and it went into the Biden's administration. Those subset groups of people absolutely got something that solely benefited them, not something that benefited everybody else. What did Black Americans get from Barack Obama and from Kamala Harris / Biden administration that solely only benefited Black Americans? You have to tell me something because you keep saying they helped us. Tell me how. Not something that everybody benefited from. Just us.
Yeah, and I don't know specifically just
because there is nothing. There is nothing.
But we can. I do feel like we have benefited together. Yes, it may not be specific, but if we all still do better, it's still better.
How?
We have more opportunities for jobs because these corporations.
Do you believe that we had jobs before immigrants came over here?
No, we do, but I'm saying
but
now
how
with
do
Trump,
we all benefit
they're specifically
from
dismantling DEI for
Trump
Black people,
said
so
he
they
was gonna
can't work their way up through the corporate ladder. They can't go to certain
Trump
colleges.
said he was going to give Black people back their jobs, right? So
yeah,
therefore,
Trump's a
at one
liar.
point,
He didn't do that.
time's out. So if he's giving Black people back their jobs, you got to understand that the workforce was created by us in America. The jobs that a lot of immigrants have, these corporate jobs, they were our jobs. Those are the jobs he was talking about giving Black people back. The nursing system, those are our jobs, right? So how did we benefit from the jobs when we already had the jobs? The jobs got taken from us because of immigration. Because we taught immigrants our way of work and our way of life. They got in, got the positions, and blackballed us up out of our positions. So how was it beneficial when we created something in America? We created Foot Locker. We created McDonald's over here. We the one who built that up. Our children can't even get a job in McDonald's because we have elderly Mexicans or elderly Jamaicans in there running it. And these are entry-level jobs for our children. So how is it helping us in the workforce when it's not helping us in the workforce now?
Well,
it was helping us before
host.
immigration came here.
What candidate do you think would help us more? Because I know you don't seem like an Obama or Kamala fan. But
how do immigrants benefit Black Americans when they're taken away from us right now? They're not giving our children a chance to work, but yet they would rather sit on ABC News, the Fox News, and talk about how our children are danger to our communities, but they won't give them a chance to work. They won't give them an entry-level job.
Well, the truth is,
they will quickly make false narratives about our children, about our youth.
The liberal candidates are, yes, they're going to help everyone.
Let's take the candidates out. I said take the candidates out. Let's get off the politics.
The immigrants.
We're talking about the civilians. How are we working with civilians that are immigrants beneficial towards us. Let's get out the candidates. Let's get out of politics.
Well, I just
What is
think
it
that's
good
something
for?
we have to accept that, like, yeah,
We
we
don't have to
probably.
accept it. This is the thing we're saying. We don't want to do it. And the way you're talking, you don't even seem like you one of us. And I don't want to say that because if you
He's
was one of us,
bi-ethnic. He says his dad is Jamaican and his mom is African
oh,
American.
so that's the thing. You're trying to pull in your other side, and
No,
I
I'm not, because
respect
my
that.
dad's not even
I
an American
respect that
citizen,
you have two
so he
sides in your
doesn't benefit
family,
anything.
and you're probably very involved in both sides of your family. We respect that. So respect the fact that we're saying we don't. That's your responsibility to carry that weight of both lineages that you have. It's our responsibility to say we want to protect our blackness. A lot
And
of
I
us are not
agree.
Jamaican. A lot of us don't have African in us. And we want to protect our full bloodedness and our lineage. That's it. That's all.
And I agree. I don't trust these white people. Put it like this: I think the white people,
White
although,
people ain't did nothing to us. The white
oh,
people ain't in my
what?
community. The
Oh,
white
then
people
that's where
was
I
not. I'm
disagree.
telling you right now, the white people isn't in my community policing me. It's Hispanics and it's a lot of Caribbeans and Asians. The white people are not in my community policing us and unaliving our youth. They're not harassing our youth. I don't have a white T person in my community harassing our youth right now today. What happened back in Jim Crow ain't happening today. It's the immigrants doing
It's
it today.
different now. It's more
That's
systemic.
what I'm saying. It's
Yes, so
the
they're not
immigrants
doing
doing it
lynchings,
today. So
but they're not
delineation
giving
is
us
a must.
opportunities for economic
Delineation is
mobility.
a must because the white sea people isn't doing what they used to do. It is the immigrants doing it now.
No, and that's why I disagree. It's the
They
white people. It's just
delineation is a
different.
must. Delineation
I'm
is a
not
must.
against the litigation, but the Africans and the Caribbeans aren't worse than the white people. The white people
The
hold the
white people
power.
aren't. I'm telling you right now, the white sea people are not in my community doing nothing.
The
It is
white
the
people,
immigrants,
they
and
are. Want to know how? Want to know how
you're
they are?
telling me it's
Because
the white sea people. The white sea people are not working in the police station in my district. It's the immigrants.
right, but
The
who
white
runs
tea
the
people
country?
are
But
not
who
doing it.
runs the
It's a
country?
choice. It's no pew pew up to these immigrants' head to get over here and force them to do the nasty things that they're doing. They're choosing to do it. They have a choice. They don't have to do it. So this is about
The white people want
accountability,
us fighting with the
pinpointing
Africans
the white
because
people in this situation because I'm telling you, it's not the white sea people now. What they used to do, they're not doing it no more. It's the immigrants. They don't even have to lift a finger no more because it's immigrants doing it.
well, let me ask the host, Love Jones. Who do you think is worse for Black Americans, the white people or the immigrants?
I think it's both. I honestly think it's both. However, that's directly affecting and impacting us right now, I would say immigrants, because white people are not infiltrating our spaces. White people are not pretending to be us. They can't because you can physically cite the differences. They're not getting into positions of power and giving out inward passes. White people are not able to infiltrate us at the same rate, under the guise of we're all one band, one sound because we look similar. So we know to be guarded with white people. We know what white people come with. We didn't know that a lot of immigrants was coming how they was coming until we
That's
found
true.
out. And now that we found out, we are moving differently and we're acting accordingly. But a lot of immigrants absolutely share the same ideologies and rhetorics that white T supremacists share. They say the same things. They use the same talking points. They be under these comment sections saying that they have fatigue. They discriminate against us in the workforce. They put themselves into positions so as they're only hiring Mexicans. Everybody has a slur for us. Exactly. They literally will say you have to be bilingual in order to get hired here. They do become the police force. Absolutely, they become the police force. There was just Ashley Gonzalez. She became a part of the HPD down in Houston, and she got on there talking about how she can't stand Black Americans and how she just would love to get a Black person and arrest them, and how she absolutely racially profiles. And do you know how many Mexican and Latino immigrants was on this app alone saying how they stand with Ashley and calling her a queen? So absolutely immigrants are, not the most savory space for us to be in because they're literally trying to replace us ultimately.
And it
But
gives
the white
this.
people have the power. That's what it
So
really
it gives,
matters,
this
though.
is what it gives what you're doing, Derek. It's giving this. I know I'm hurting you, but my hurt shouldn't matter. The white T people hurt you first. That's what it's given.
No.
It's I know I know what I'm doing is bad right now, but they did it before me. So it should be you should be paying attention to them because it's my turn now. Don't focus on me because they did it first.
No, because I agree with everything the host said. It's just that I think the bigger play for Black Americans to improve is going to the people who hold the power, and that's the whites. Yes, what
White
the
people are not
immigrant.
the only. Hold up, Derek. I gotta
Yeah, go ahead.
interject. We
Go ahead.
literally had an immigrant president. We literally had an immigrant vice president. You kept bringing them up.
Right,
So
but
do
they
not
didn't
make it
hurt
seem.
our
Wait,
community.
wait. Do not make it seem like white people are the only people in positions of power. We've actually helped immigrants get into positions of power because we thought, like how you're trying to force us to think now, that if we were all together and all unified, we all collectively voted for Barack Obama because we saw the same hue of complexion. He got into office and didn't do anything for us. He was in a position of power. He was able to sign executive orders the same way that Donald Trump was able to. He had the power to be able to assemble to a degree. I know there's 3 branches of government, but he had to a degree a certain amount of power where he could have assembled his own, representatives the same way that Donald Trump is doing it. Barack Obama has power in order to be able to do and enact some type of change solely for the Black American community. He did nothing to solely advocate for us, especially when police brutality was at an all-time high. So you cannot say, oh, they're in positions of power. Immigrants are in positions of power now. Do you know how many House of Representatives are immigrants? Do you know how many people are in Congress that are immigrants? I just named some earlier that get up there and say we don't need reparations. So it is not just only white people that are in positions of power. There are Latinos, Hispanics, and on a lower level, mayors of Carolyn. What's her name? What's the lady's name? I cannot think of it, but Karen Bass. She is a mayor in LA. Do you know that she gave $1 million to only 1,700 Asian homeless people for an organization that literally only had 1,700 Asian people? She gave them $1 million, where there are over 20,000 Black people that are homeless in the LA County. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's
I
not
agree.
just is immigrants are also, they position themselves because we help to position them, because we've been brainwashed to think that we don't deserve a seat at the table in that regard. We're just now getting to a space where we're telling each other it's okay to be a police officer. Us doing things like that was like, you're a sellout in our community. Now we're getting, we're breaking out of that spell of saying, oh, we need to just be at low tier jobs and we don't need to be a part of the government. And we really was, it's a number that was done on us in this country. So we would see somebody that we thought were for the people as long as they weren't white. And they've shown us time and time again, bitch, welcome to the show. We don't have your best interest either because you're not part of the immigrant class. So now we're in a space where we see what you're preaching does not work. Immigrants absolutely are in positions of authority and power because we helped to put them there. And now they got there, they got to the top and shitted on us. Like when they get on, they leave your ass for a white girl. That is exactly what happened.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I just said the
You
same
said
thing, right?
everything right. Yeah. I mean, it's
You
true.
just didn't want to hear it. You wanted
No, but
it
because I
continues to
still feel
confess.
like the whites have majority of the power. But yes, the
They
immigrant.
all have power here. Everybody except the Black Americans. That's the problem. Everybody except the Black Americans have power. So guess what the Black Americans are doing? Delineating from the immigrants that look like us. Because you guys are not, your other side in their lineage is not protecting us. They're not doing the thing that you're saying. We will be good together. We're a force when we're not. We're not a force when we're together. I'm sorry, maybe your mom and dad is a force together because they are married, they are congregated together, they are unified together as one. But us all combined, we're not. We're not. It's not safe for us. I love the love that your parents have, but don't put that on the whole diaspora of FBAs. Don't put that on the salons. Don't put that on the Indians, the Black Indians. Don't put that on us. That's not our responsibility. And we're saying we don't want to harvest that energy. Whatever your parents chose to do in their household, we respect that. Wherever you come from, we respect that. Respect the fact of the matter that we're protecting our lineage, our bloodline. And we're going to fight for our bloodline. And we're
I
going to
do,
continue
and
to
it should
delineate.
be. It should be fought for, preserved, and celebrated.
So with that, I'm gonna land.
Yeah, I'm about to
Love
get out
Jones.
of
Like I
here.
said, I didn't mean to come up. I was trying to tap your screen and get you to 100K. Love you, lady. I love your energy. I love how you get on here and you bring us together. And I love your patience.
Thank
Keep
you.
being beautiful and keep shining.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yes, and thank you for having me, Love Jones.
Of course. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to tell you guys thank you for joining me tonight. I know I took like a little short break because I needed it. Like, I have a lot going on in real, my life outside of my metaverse life. And I just appreciate everyone who has been supporting me and everyone who checks on me. Like, oh, I appreciate y'all. Y'all be like, where you at? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, it's only been 3 days. But then I also, I was suspended for a couple days, so I know it felt like a long period of time, but I'm back. Yeah, I just, I have to keep saying it, and we're gonna have to do a live about this because Africans are always centering themselves in our spaces, even when we're not speaking about them. Even the Caribbean came up here and did it. We were not speaking anything about any African. We didn't do it. We didn't do it the last couple of lives. We were talking about Latinos, Hispanics. Like, we were not, and they always come and do it every single time. It never fails. Why do they do that? Why do they need to censor themselves in our spaces? Like, I want us to talk about that. I believe we're going to, well, later today. Let me write it down somewhere. I was going to say tomorrow, but technically it's today. We need to do a live about that because I'm like, what is going on? Why do they feel the need to do that? They always hijack every goddamn every conversation, and yet they say, oh, we're nothing, no one wants to be like us, no one cares about us, nothing, we're nothing, but they cannot help themselves. They have to be a part of whatever it is that we're doing. It's so ironic because they keep saying we don't care about the we don't care about the delineation, we don't care, we don't need y'all, nobody cares about y'all, yet every single time it never fails. And once again, on an individual level, there are people from immigrant backgrounds that I love, that I'm friends with, that I'm cool with. I have bi-ethnic people in my family that I absolutely love. I will go to bat for. So I'm not sitting up here saying, everybody needs to be deported. Like, I don't talk like that. Y'all know I don't. And that's how I feel, and I'm going to stick beside it no matter who feels what. I don't care who's getting offended by what I'm having to say. And, me loving them does not mean that I now have an immigrant background. That's not how any of that works. However, when it comes to standing up for my lineage, I'm going to put on for myself first. That's just how it works. I'm going to put on for me and my likeness first. That's just how it works. They're going to get mad at this prompt, but we got to do it because I found myself the last 3 or 4 lives it didn't have nothing to do with Africans. It didn't have nothing to do with nothing. And they still come over here. And once again, I allow it because this isn't an echo chamber. But if we literally were just to get up here and start talking about them, they'd be like, y'all are obsessed with us. All y'all do is talk about Africans all day. They love to say that when that is the furthest from the truth. I always talk about things that's relevant to what we're talking about. If you said something, if there's a viral video that I created that has a particular subject matter, then that's what we talk about. I don't just get out of the clear blue talking about these people. It's a lie. It is a lie. But, if unity worked for us, if it was something that could be mutually beneficial and there was some reciprocity involved, then sure. But there's no benefit in us. Everyone only benefits from us. We've been continuously being hosts for parasites. And now we're saying we don't want to do that anymore. and everybody's mad. Thank you guys for joining me once again. Life is a movie, you're starring in it. The world is a stage, you are at the center of it. Just keep showing up. Do not cry over spilled milk. It gets greater later, okay? Follow me if you are not already following me. Thank you guys for the gifts. Thank you guys for interacting in the chat. I appreciate you so much more than you would ever know. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. Bye. Oh, I pressed the wrong thing.